107,000 in attendance at Neyland Stadium. Williamson gets it underway from Knoxville. And that's number 5, Gerald Howard, on the return. He's hammered at the 20-yard line. And that's where Arkansas will take the football. Arkansas, its backs and receivers. Talley is the man, really exploding onto the scene the last 2 weeks. Boo Williams, an outstanding man at wide receiver. Up front, this is a big offensive line. They average over 300 pounds per man. And the quarterback is sophomore Rodney Hampton. Hampton is a guy that you keep an eye on because of his sore shoulder. Robbie Hampton, 6'2", 220. He's got great size. We'll see how he is able to throw the ball, particularly on the run. He's getting pressure, and the pass is incomplete. Tennessee on the defensive side of the ball. The Volunteers up front, led by Big John Henderson, who leads the Southeastern Conference in sacks. Overstreet and D'Angelo Lloyd also very good on the end. The linebackers, Sessions is the leading tackler in that group. Westmoreland and Stevenson also outstanding. And in the secondary, keep an eye on the true freshman at free safety, Rashad Baker. Andre Lott, a big play man for Tennessee at strong safety. Miscommunication on the handoff to Talley as he and Hampton appear to get tangled up.
Yeah, it looked like they got their feet hooked. See if we can see this. When Hampton was taking the ball back and hands the football back, you got to get out of the way of your running back. See if they don't hook their feet. Yeah, they bumped knees, actually. Both of them went down. Big down here. 3rd down, 13. You got to come up with a positive play. You don't want to give it right to Tennessee.
Houston Nutt, the head coach who calls the plays for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And from the shotgun.
Oh, snap it. You're supposed to snap it when they jump off sides.
Lloyd jumped across. Oh, and out of bounds runs Talley, well short of the first down, so Arkansas is going to have to punt the football.
Well, you're supposed to snap the football. When you get a defensive player that jumps that far across the line, you're supposed to snap the football. Arkansas didn't. They would have had a free play, would have had this play over again, but they just did not capitalize on it.
Here's Richie Butler, one of the premier punters in the country, averaging better than 45 yards per punt. Eric Parker stands deep for Tennessee at about his 40-yard line. Low line drive. Parker a chance for a big return. Here he goes to the 30. Parker to the 20. Parker to the 10-yard line, and down he goes at the 5.
Tremendous return. You know, you have to give that cushion so you can't crowd the ball. And the Arkansas player looked like when he came down, he just kind of squatted down trying to make that tackle one-on-one. You got to run through him. But tremendous field position for Tennessee. Again, watch the covers and tail end right here. This is a great look. Now come all the way back across the field. Pick up a couple blockers. Right there, you see him setting them up. Again, get to the corner, get as much yardage again. Great field position for Tennessee.
And touchdown saving tackle by Hamlin. But a 48-yard return by Eric Parker puts Tennessee first and goal at the Arkansas 6-yard line. And Arkansas, confused defensively, has called for a timeout. Well, the Razorbacks have given up some big plays in recent weeks, which have put them in a hole early, and they're just about to do the same thing here today. Tennessee Volunteers at the Arkansas 6-yard line, first and goal after a big punt return by Eric Parker. Clawson tosses to Henry. Out of bounds at the 5.
Well, Dave, let me tell you how big this series could be. If you're Arkansas and you can hold Tennessee to a field goal in this situation, this big 3rd down going to be coming up, if you can hold them to a field goal, that's huge.
And Houston Nutt's team has been called upon defensively now to make a big stop. Tennessee has not been very effective scoring touchdowns in what they call the orange zone inside the 20. Out of the eye. Henry again. He's hit. He broke one tackle, but not another. Henry to the 3-yard line.
Boy, that's just tough running down there. Travis Henry just puts down that head. He's so compact. There's not really a hole on this play. He just kind of bounces. He's going to bounce out to the outside, pick up a good block there by Bartholomew, his fullback. You look right there. Good coverage coming over there. That's J.J. Jones gets in there. If it's me, you know what I'd do in this situation? If I'm Philip Fulmer, right up the gut. I'd get behind those big guys and see if you can just drive them off the line.
A young offensive line for Tennessee. A freshman center, Scott Wells, snapping the ball, and a freshman, Casey Clawson. Rolling is the freshman, looking, throwing. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Boy, what a nice pass that time. Casey Clawson comes out. He's got pressure on him. He sees his receiver there. He just drops the ball. Just kind of like a little lob pass. Heads up play.
And David Martin, a huge target at 6'4", was wide open.
Yeah, he's gonna run this throw out to the weak side. Now watch this little touch on the pass. Just throws it up real light. He's wide open. Lets him go up high for it. Kind of like a basketball play.
Tennessee takes advantage of the great punt return by Eric Parker. And Walls' extra point is good. Philip Fulmer is fired up. His Volunteers have taken an early lead. We'll be back after a word from your local station. Back in Knoxville, Tennessee, where the Volunteers have jumped on top of the Arkansas Razorbacks 7-0. The scoring drive, 3 plays, 5 yards after a 48-yard punt return by Eric Parker set things up.
Yeah, when you get field position like that on the 5-yard line, you're not going to stop Tennessee.
It was Clawson's 6th touchdown pass of the year. Martin's 2nd touchdown reception. Williamson, low line drive, picked up by Stephen Harris. Harris breaks a tackle, trying to turn the corner on the outside, and out of bounds he goes at the 32-yard line. Tackle was made by Eddie Moore, a 34-yard return.
A really important series for Arkansas. Robbie Hampton, he has got to start something on this offense. If he's not well, he's got to tell him I'm not well, but he's a competitor. He loves to play. He's going to gut it out. I can promise you that.
Robbie Hampton, a sophomore at Arkansas, but he's 24 years old. He played professional baseball for 4 years in the Toronto Blue Jays organization. He's a mature young man, and he'll need that today at Neyland Stadium. Talley, big hole up the middle for Talley, and he gets about 7 yards to the 40-yard line before Rashad Baker makes the stop.
Well, this is really interesting. The play that really hurts you the worst is that quick fly right up the middle, and that's exactly what Arkansas does. They just fly right up the middle. But look at the hole right there. Fortunately for Tennessee, the safety came up.
And that safety is a true freshman, Rashad Baker. Give him 8 yards to the 41. Again, Talley showing a nice little move to the outside to pick up the first down at the 44-yard line.
And Dave, what you have to like about Fred Talley is that we talked about it in the opening, that just that tenacity to carry the football. I mean, he carried the ball 29 times one week, 26 the last week.
Most of that yardage has come in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Almost 300.
Exactly.
And he has really been effective, and they've given the ball a lot out of the eye on first down at the 44-yard line. Pressure from Henderson. Hampton stays on his feet and throws it away. The pressure came from number 98, John Henderson.
Oh boy, Big John they call him. Mini Shaq, I think it was. Baby Shaq in high school. John Henderson, number 98, gets to the outside. You just can't cut him. He uses that great arm strength, puts a lot of pressure. When he gets a hand on you, usually you come down.
Big numbers for a big man. He leads the Southeastern Conference with 9 quarterback sacks.
Boy, this is where Tennessee really comes after you.
Hampton trying to set up a screenplay for Talley, it looked like, but Tennessee broke that apart quickly.
Yeah, if you're going to have a screenplay, you've got to make the defensive back stay back. And that's not what Arkansas is doing. When you run that screenplay, you've got to have those wide receivers take the defensive backs deep, and then you throw underneath. There was no place for Robbie Hampton to find a receiver that time. Puts a lot of pressure on him. 3rd down and 10. He's got to find the strike. Now, if it was me, I'd go to Boo Williams. He's the big target.
Williams will be split wide to the right. He'll be in the slot to the right side, I should say. That's another big target out there wide to the right. Snowden at 6'5". Rolling, throwing, Hampton. Short of a first down, it looks like, at about the Tennessee 48-yard line as the catch.
Boy, it's decision time right now. Do you go for it or not? Arkansas looking on the sideline saying, hey, should we go for it?
I don't think so. I think they're going to punt the ball away. Golden came up just short. Or rather, Howard just short of the first down marker.
Harris may have gotten hurt on that time. At the end there, you see how he's holding his left arm right there? He reaches up with his right hand. He may have hurt his shoulder on that play.
Well, Butler kicks it away. And he knocks it out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Still working on Howard on the sideline. Don't know if it's a shoulder or a hand, but he fell awkwardly on it. Let's take a look at Tennessee there. Backfield, Travis Henry. He needs only 350 yards to become the all-time leading rusher in Tennessee football history. Up front, the Volunteers have some youth up there. Scott Wells is a freshman, and so is Michael Munoz at right tackle. And the quarterback, the freshman Casey Clawson, who has already thrown a touchdown pass after a great punt return by Eric Parker today. Wilson out of bounds at the 23-yard line. There's the numbers on Clawson. The impressive number is at 64% completion.
That is incredible. You're under a lot of pressure when you're back there, not only being a freshman quarterback, but those big linemen coming after you, defensive linemen. Philip Fulmer has a lot of confidence in Casey Clawson. He says he's settled down. I like his huddle control. When he's in that huddle, he takes charge of it.
Travis Henry, the short side of the field. He got away from Davis, but then he is driven down by Carlos Hall, Ken Hamlin. Arkansas on the defensive side of the ball. Gardner, Lancaster, Davis, the nose tackle, Carlos Hall along the front four. In the middle, it's Jones and Quentin Caver. His motor never slows down.
He runs at one speed and everybody runs at another.
And the secondary, Hamlin, the leading tackler, back there for Arkansas.
Well, this is quarterback sneak time. See if they can get his stuff on the center. Good drive there. Excellent.
Big pile up.
Yeah,
it
Scott
appears
Wells.
they'll have the first down.
Yeah, Scott Wells, that center, number 64, is just a good drive blocker. You know, when Fred Weary went down, I mean, they turned around and said, holy mackerel, our season may be over as far as our offensive line control, but Scott Wells has stepped in and really played well.
Well, he took his first snap against the Florida Gators here at Neyland Stadium. Quite a way to begin your collegiate career when Weary went down in that football game. Henry to the 35-yard line. A gain of 7, brought down by Hamlin. And the Vols had great blocking on the left side of their line.
Well, when you see a hole open like this, it's amazing. Kick out right there. And look at Henry just burst through the hole. I mean, he's running 5 yards before he even gets hit. Again, look at it from the side. Just gives him the football. Bang! He's through that hole, and he's in there in a hurry.
Second down for Tennessee. Henry running up the middle. Volunteers keeping it on the ground, grinding out another first down to the 38-yard line as J.J. Jones made the tackle. Henry just destroyed the Razorbacks here 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Look at that average, 4.7. 42 rushes. And you remember that long rush at the end, that run at the end? Carried every one of the carries on that last one. 5 rushes in a row.
After the Clint Sterner fumble, which opened the door for Tennessee to march in remain undefeated, go on and win the national championship in 1998.
Well, Tennessee would like nothing better than to see 42 more carries. I think Tennessee's, yeah, they had to call the timeout.
So the young quarterback, Casey Clawson, stepping to the sideline to talk with the coaching staff. It's Tennessee leading 7-0. We'll be back after this message from Advance Auto Parts. And fans, this weekend is your last chance to enter the Piccadilly TV Crew sweepstakes, so visit any Piccadilly cafeteria and register today. Tennessee Volunteers lead 7-0. First down, and the freshman rolling, looking, throwing, wide open receiver at the 38-yard line. John Finlayson, the big tight end.
Boy, Finlayson, they hardly ever throw the football to the big tight end. Only had 4 catches before this one. Well, what a great play fake. Play fake action. Everybody's going weak side. Clawson just rolls out to the strong side. Again, see him going. He's going all by himself. And what a good look in there by Finlayson. He's big. You know, he's one of the smartest ones on this team, too. 2-time SEC All-Academic team.
Big play for the Vols in Arkansas territory. Clawson going deep again. Incomplete, intended for Dante Stallworth. A speed guy on the outside for Tennessee. Let's go to the sideline. Dave Baker with an injury update.
And the news doesn't get any better for Arkansas. David Gerald Howard, who made that last third down catch, rolled over on his shoulder. They thought it was bruised. They were going to try to ice it for a few moments and hold him out. But now Dr. John Park has decided that there's still some pain. They're back in the locker room getting a look at an x-ray.
Well, it's been that kind of year, Dave, for Arkansas. Henry bounces outside. Running strong to the 31-yard line. Travis Henry.
You know, it's amazing on this run. This run was going nowhere. This run was off tackle. The hole was blocked. And as he took the football and started to run, all of a sudden right there is where it's designed. All of a sudden he bounces out to the outside and watch the yards right there. Rips up inside, and he picks up 4 yards all by himself just by ripping up through a tackle.
Quentin Caver drove him out of bounds. They spot the ball at the 30. And it'll be third down.
This is a great drive as far as controlling the clock, controlling the tempo of the football game.
The 8th play of the drive for Tennessee. Parker. Touchdown. Eric Parker. Yards from Casey Clawson.
And Dave, you cannot throw a fade to the corner of the end zone any better than what Casey Clawson just did. That's just perfect. I mean, you lead that football up there and he just has to reach up with those hands. That is absolute perfection. They talked about Casey Clawson getting better and more comfortable in this offense every day. I want to tell you something. If he gets much more comfortable, Peyton Manning's going to have to be worried. Wonderful pass.
That was a beautiful throw and a great route and catch by Eric Parker. The extra point by Walls makes it 14-0. Tennessee knew that they had a chance to make some big plays today against a gambling Arkansas defense.
Well, credit the line for giving them time. You see everybody's just stuffed up in front. And look at the trajectory of that football. Way up high and just leads it right inside. Just right in the corner of the end zone. Perfect. Again, big offensive lineman giving him a lot of time. Throws it up. Look how high he throws it. His receiver's looking back. Just perfect. Right into his outstretched hands. Can't throw it any better than that.
Not bad coverage by freshman Eddie Jackson. Parker did have a step on it. The ball was simply put right in the proper spot by a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, wonderful. I'll tell you this, that Boston is off to a great start. I'll tell you that. He's leading his offense. We talked yesterday with Philip Fulmer. He said, I like and Randy Sanders, the offensive coordinator, and they said they really liked his huddle control. He's much more forceful in the huddle. He's taking control. A lot of times freshmen get in there, they get wide-eyed and get nervous. He's not wide-eyed and he's not nervous.
And it helps that Tennessee was able to run the ball with Henry early on the drive and set up the opportunity for a big hitter deep.
Absolutely. That's exactly Tennessee's. That's their mark. Come in, run hard, control it, and then go to those one-on-ones on the outside.
Stedman Campbell is back deep, replacing Stephen Harris. It is Harris, rather, with the football. It was Howard that was not back there because of the injury. Well, the ball returned by Harris out to the 29-yard line for Arkansas, trailing 14-0. Next Saturday, we come right back here as Kentucky takes on the Big Orange. Jared Lorenzen has already set the SEC freshman passing record. A true freshman, Chad Scott, has 2 100-plus yard rushing games already this year. The Vols will try to extend their incredible November record since 1985. Tennessee is 57-3 in the month since '85. So join us. That's next weekend, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. Hampton throwing. Williams catches the football, and he steps out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Now you all of a sudden see it looks like Robbie Hampton's getting a little bit more composure. They've been knocked back. Good 3-step drop. He just drops real quick. Watch this again. Just 3-step drop. Bang. Find Boo Williams, and watch. He's going to get knocked down. They're coming after him. They put some pressure on the quarterback. You do that when you think about 36 sacks on defense.
Tennessee leads the Southeastern Conference in quarterback sacks. 2nd down and 2 from the 36-yard line. Trying to run it up the middle, but Tennessee has for middle close. The linebacker Sessions came up into the gap along with Stevenson, and there was no place for Talley to run.
And number 22 is Anthony Sessions. This is a run blitz. You're going to see him right in there. Now watch, he's just going to come right through here, and he's just going to make the tackle. Come right inside, bang. Look at this. He's in the backfield. He's 2 yards deep in the backfield.
Big 3rd down play for Arkansas, needing to control the football, and they pitch it. Talley, he needed the 38-yard line.
Oh, he came close.
And he is very close.
Oh, they're going to mark it 37.5 maybe. Tennessee didn't like the mark. Fred Talley said, wait a minute. With the official in great position to make the call.
A great tackle over there right in front of the Arkansas bench by Anthony Sessions, and he had help from Teddy Gaines. Let's take another look.
He had to make the 38-yard line. Now when he starts to go out of bounds, watch him just turn it right up here. He knows how far he's got to get, just turns it up inside and stretches for it. Boy, that was close. Boy, it's 4th down and about a foot.
Arkansas having problems moving the yardsticks in this first quarter. They turn it back over to Tennessee. Parker already with one big return, ran right up the back of his teammate.
Wow. Oh, you talk about a hit.
Kevin Burnett.
Yeah. Kevin Burnett got the tackle. Oh, gee. Watch 21's Kevin Burnett. He's going to get blocked right back into him right there. Now watch this. Bam. What are you doing hitting me? Oh.
Just for voting, Jim Driver from Bowling Green, Kentucky is this week's winner in the Sleep In Team of the Century balloting on jpsports.com. He won 2 free nights at any Sleep In, is entered to win a grand prize drawing for 7 nights at any Sleep In. The Sleep In Team of the Century, the grand prize winner will be announced next Saturday. Clawson scrambling, and they say that he's got the ability to make big plays out of this. Yeah, that time Arkansas corralled him.
Yeah, Arkansas they got pressure on him. They forced him up in the pocket, and Clawson he's got good vision in the pocket, kind of squirmed around a little bit, found a little seam, and what was going to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss ends up into a 3 or 4 yard gain. That's a real positive factor for a quarterback when he can pick up that yardage when he doesn't have a wide receiver open, scrambles a little bit.
2nd down. Henry bounces to the outside, still on his feet and still in bounds. To the 15, finally brought down inside the 10-yard line. What a run by Travis Henry.
Boy, and what a great block by Will Bartholomew, number 45 on the corner. You talk about getting out and following your fullback. Number 45 is Will Bartholomew. Watch this, toss out there. You're going to see Bartholomew come into your picture. Right in there. You see him just driving off the field right there? Oh, man. You just aren't going to bring this guy down with an arm tackle. Look at that, he just throws off Jones. Just straight arms it, throws him off. Wow.
Great run. And here he comes again up the middle. Not much room that time as Arkansas closes the door. Maybe a yard.
Well, if you're an Arkansas fan, you got to be hoping for a turnover, something to happen. an offensive penalty or something to change the momentum of this football game, because they're down 14 points. It's early, and Tennessee is on a roll.
Arkansas unable to move the ball on offense, and Tennessee hitting big plays in the first quarter. That's Wilson split wide to the left. Clawson rolling that direction. Batted down, and a great play on the line of scrimmage by big 97 Keith Turner.
Boy, when they came out there, Turner was the only one that was outside of Clawson, had the outside containment. 97, he's going to get back out there. See a little fake right there? Now watch, get back outside, get the angle on him. And when he throws that football, get those hands up. But the play fake action is really working well. Look at that, he had his tight end wide open. That's Jason Witt. Number 1 was wide open. Oh, he also had another one in the back of the end zone. That's an option throw. With great play fake action, when you can play fake and everybody's thinking about run, and you can just come back on that bootleg, wow, it opens up a lot of things.
It's 3rd and goal for Tennessee. Flags are down. Intercepted. Caver has the football for Arkansas. Clawson tripped him up, and they are going to say that he stepped out of bounds back at around the 47-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
And I think this is going to be Arkansas offsides. If this is a huge turnaround for Tennessee. Arkansas, they needed a turnover. They needed a mistake. And they made a mistake themselves. They jumped into the neutral zone. I think that's what you're going to see. Houston Nutt's over there saying, is it against Tennessee or is it against Arkansas? Now, did someone jump on the offense?
All sides, the defense, perhaps it is a 3rd down.
Boy, referee Al Ford with the call, and a big break for Tennessee, and Houston Nutt not happy.
Well, I think what happened is Houston Nutt thought, oh, you see the center move his head? Oh, that shows it right there. You can't do that. That's what drew him all sides. The center lifted his head up. Again, the center lifted his head. See his head up come right there? Oh, that's offsides on the offense. He's got a good complaint right there. Center cannot do anything outside of his normal motion.
And Houston Nutt is still irate.
Oh, that's a huge turnaround, because, I mean, Arkansas is going to have the ball at midfield. Now you've got Tennessee, and they're going to blow it down your throat. 3rd down. You know who's going to get the football. There's no surprises.
It's number 20, Henry. Arkansas stacks him up at the 2. Hamlin and company for the Razorbacks.
And listen to this crowd. They're going to get in it. Again, good people to the ball. You see the number of white shirts getting to the football when he bounces out right there. Good stick there by Ken Hamlin, the freshman, number 6. He's the free safety. Watch him come up and get his head right in the middle of the chest. Bang, right there. You see it, and then you just hold on. Good help there, too.
So Tennessee, which had 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line, went out trying to settle for 3 points. Alex Wall's almost automatic. They fake it. And it is a touchdown. They go for the kill in the first quarter. And a touchdown scored by Seth Reagan.
Well, it's a play that we've seen before. What happens is everybody thinks you have to block it in the middle. And that's exactly what Arkansas did. They put a lot of people in the middle, and they just opened up a seam in there. The holder just gets the football and just runs to the seam. You see Houston Nutt not happy. Again, just runs right straight through the seam. Doesn't have to break any tackles there. He just kind of walks into the end zone. That's a play that we've seen several times before. It's a favor to Philip Fulmer. And like you said, it's to go for the kill shot. But what that big mistake by Arkansas, jumping off sides. That's a 7-point swing, or at least 7, possibly a 14-point swing. That is not a happy camper right there. Nope. I didn't see a flag on the play.
Nope.
Well, they moved the ball back.
Tennessee attempting the extra point now after the fake field goal. And the touchdown, and it is good. Philip Fulmer's Volunteers now with 3 touchdowns on the scoreboard in the first period.
Well, again, see, just fake it through right there, and the holder just runs straight off the tackle. Gets inside, good big blocks up front. Again, watch this. He's going right over there. Bang, just runs right there. He's got 2 or 3. I mean, I could run through that hole. That's a big one.
Burrow made the tackle, but in the end zone. And those don't count for much. Well, to see another impressive drive, Dave.
Well, it's a good call. I'll tell you, Philip Fulmer and his staff, it's a good call because if you don't make it, you give Arkansas the ball on the 2-yard line. They've got a 14-point lead. They're going to give them the ball on the 2-yard line. If it works like it did, then you jump up 3 touchdowns. Right now, Arkansas has got to have something go their way. They got the break that they needed, but they made a mistake and jumped off sides.
Let's take a look at some other scores. Mississippi State has jumped ahead of Alabama in the first quarter. Miami leads Pittsburgh 13-7 in the second. Huge game with BCS implications.
Oh, yeah.
That Miami team, very impressive.
Boy, they're making believers out of a lot of people.
Yes, they are. Williamson kicking it deep. And it is Howard. Tennessee, one fired-up football team right now. Troy Fleming made the stop for the Volunteer special team. Let's go to the sideline again. Dave Baker.
David, from one fired-up football team to one fired-up coach, you were talking about that head bob by the center. That wasn't what Houston Nutt was so upset about. He was working over referee Al Ford, saying that, in fact, the receiver on the right side was in motion. He didn't think it should have been a penalty against the Vols. He thought it should have been offsetting penalties, and his team would have gotten another crack. And you can see he's still making his case.
Unfortunately for Houston Nutt, 7 more points on the board there. Not much you're going to be able to do about that right now. Hampton pressure down. He goes. The tackle made by Eric Westmoreland with a quarterback sack. Tennessee coming with a lot of people on that play.
Westmoreland is just a blitz. He's over here on the right-hand side. Watch him come in there. Just darts inside, underneath. And as Hampton tries to step up, he's got no place to step up. Lyman getting a good push in there.
They've just destroyed people defensively the last 3 weeks.
They put some pressure on you.
Up in the gaps again, looking for Arkansas to run the ball. Talley does a nice job gaining anything positive out to the 22-yard line.
Well, you've got to get in that roll, and Arkansas is just not in that roll. They've been 3 and out, 3 and out. Then when they get the big break that they need, they make a mistake on it. How about Dave Baker on the sideline seeing that wide receiver move? I'm looking at the center. I know, he's all over it. Way to go, Dave.
Third down for Arkansas late in the first quarter. They desperately need to pick up a first down. Hampton scrambling, knocked away.
I didn't know if he threw it or not.
Was it a fumble?
Was it a fumble?
It looks like a fumble, and if it is, it's going to be Tennessee's football.
Oh,
they've got it.
Oh, this is unbelievable. What Hampton was trying, you see there, you saw Houston Nutt making his arm go forward, saying it was a pass. Al Ford says, I don't know what Al Ford said. We'll have to wait and see. See if another official saw it, but they're marking the football first down. But that time, watch Hampton's arm. Watch his arm come forward right in here. Now watch the ball. Don't watch the hand. Watch the ball. Oh, no, that's a fumble all the way. Good call. The ball comes out on the way back. Now the arm goes forward, but watch the ball. The ball's the trick. See, the ball never goes forward. That's fumble all the way.
And another opportunity for Tennessee. Clawson. Touchdown, Cedric Wilson.
Wow. Man, when you talk about things going bad, things are going bad for Arkansas. Arkansas is bringing a lot of people up in the box, trying to stop them run. And this is just one-on-one football. Right at your screen, look how high the ball's laid up right there. That's one-on-one. Tennessee has a lot of confidence in their wide receivers. They can go to them all the time. They're coming down with big catches. That time, Cedric Wilson.
And another beautiful throw by Casey Clawson.
Well, it's a fade, and it's one that we've seen so many times in the SEC. I think Danny Werfel lived on it at Florida for a number of years. It's that fade where the receiver's looking back to the quarterback, and he's the only one. The defender has got his back to the receiver. I mean, to the quarterback. The receiver's looking back, and it just throws it out there. Just a beautiful pass. Again, top of your screen to the left. Look how high the ball. The only person that's going to catch it is the receiver. See how the defender's got his back? He doesn't even know when the ball's thrown.
DeAndre Barry, the man beaten on the play. And Clawson, he may be calling, I'm not sure who he's calling. Maybe
it may be, Mom, I'm not going to play a whole lot longer. We got a 28-point lead.
Turn the television on.
You ain't going to believe this one, Mom. Hope you're watching.
Tennessee has had a lot of good starts this season. You see the number there in the first quarter.
Wow, that's big.
28-0 today. We still have 1:21 left in the period.
Well, Tennessee has done everything they thought they could do. Philip Fulmer's got to be happy. For Arkansas, it's been a disaster. They've had everything that you can have go wrong, go wrong.
Williamson kicking it off. Stephen Harris. And he tripped on the 20-yard line, it looked like.
Yeah, it did. Looked like he tripped over the 20-yard line.
That's pretty much the way the first quarter has gone for the Razorbacks.
Well, I can tell you right now, as you look at Robbie Hampton and you look at his stats, 306 for 18, you can take the game plan, you can throw it out. If you want to get back in this football game, he's got to throw the football. He's got to find Boo Williams out there in the flat or going deep on a long one. He's lost one of his wide receivers, Gerald Howard, so Sparky Hamilton's got to step up. But all of a sudden, Arkansas, to get back in this football game, they've got to take some pressure off their defense. They've got to move the ball, move the chains, and score.
They'll run the ball with Talley, and Talley crosses the 30, and then the ball came out.
He fumbled.
And Tennessee's got it. Lloyd, touchdown. Unbelievable.
Was he down? That is unbelievable. That is amazing. You talk about everything going wrong. This is amazing. Fred Talley had just run for a first down. He's going to move the chains. And Houston Nutt's got to be the most stunned man in America. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Oh, wow. We got to take another look at that in a minute, but that was unbelievable. He had run 10 yards.
Another extra point by Walls. And it's hard to figure out how things could get much worse for Arkansas or much better for Tennessee.
Well, just incredible. Watch the tail end of this. Number 20 is going to get to the outside. When does the ball come out? The ball's in his hand right there. Oh, the ball's out. Again, watch this, right? Oh, the ball's out. That's a good call right there. You see the ball out right in there? That's a good call. And again, you see the run back. Watch this. Ball's out. Now watch Tennessee. They react. They know what to do in this situation. Bang, pick it up, start running.
What about that? It's Lloyd that caused the fumble, picked up the football, and ran 33 yards for the touchdown.
Oh, me, oh, my. I don't know the last time I saw 35 points by one team in a quarter. I don't even, there's still 50 seconds left, isn't there?
It might have been Swanee against Tennessee in 1903. I know you weren't there, but.
No, I wasn't there. This is incredible. We talked about everything going wrong for Arkansas. Just incredible.
The Razorbacks are stunned here, and the crowd is even, I think, somewhat shocked. No one expecting Tennessee to jump out to this kind of a lead early.
Well, there's 107,000 people here saying, should we save our cheers or should we cheer now? 35-0 in the first quarter. Still a minute left.
Short kick at the 25.
Oh, he fumbled again. Oh.
He held on.
Oh, wow.
But he did lose it, didn't he?
Yes.
Rod Stinson, an up man. Arkansas is going to keep the football. They traveled a long way to watch what has transpired here in the first quarter.
What's transpired for them has been, you talk about the continuation of a disaster. Oh, my goodness. How do you gain your composure? What do you say to your team? You've got another quarter in this first half.
Well, right now, you can't even think about a recount, can you?
No, you can't think about a recount.
They've got to make something happen on offense, and Talley sweeping to his right to the 39-yard line. How difficult is it now for Arkansas to keep their composure?
Well, when you get this far behind, and I've been in football games where you get this far behind, you turn around and you walk in that huddle, and if you're the leader of the huddle like a Robbie Hampton, you walk in there and say, listen, everything that can possibly go wrong has gone wrong. Now, let's get back to our game plan, see if we can get in it. A few breaks here and there, who knows what might happen. But I was going to say earlier that they had to pass the football. Maybe you just stay with your game plan because this game is out of control right now. They need something positive to happen.
Hampton dumps it to Boo Williams at the 43-yard line. And that will be good for an Arkansas first down on the final play of the first period. 100,000+ Tennessee fans are on their feet. Their Volunteers have raced to a 35-0 lead against the Arkansas Razorbacks. A key play, Tennessee fake field goal for the touchdown. We'll be back. A dead ball personal foul against Tennessee after we broke for commercial has given Arkansas the ball at the Volunteer 42-yard line. Here's Talley free at the 25. Great cut to the outside. Talley is out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
And that ought to be a flag too. It is. A flag came down, late hit, out of bounds. Boy, Talley can make you look bad in a hurry, can't he?
Yeah, he can really get up and go.
Nice explosion through the hole, and then he gets to the outside. I think Tennessee's going to be guilty of a personal foul.
After the play was over, personal foul on the defense. Be half the distance to goal line and first down.
Again, watch this. Gets through the hole so quick. You see those feet? Now, the good vision get to the outside. Now when he gets to the outside, watch the tail end of this play. He's out of bounds right there. See him easing up, and they tackle him out of bounds. Again, easing up. Can't do that.
Talley running hard, still lunging forward. They'll give him progress to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, that was a tough run right there.
Well, here's a look at our Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse first quarter stats, and you think it's one-sided, Dave Rowe?
Unbelievable. The 2 turnovers are huge, but you talk about one-sided. It's hard to believe that you can score 35 points with only 164 yards offense.
Well, they've been playing football at UT since 1891, and this is the most points a Tennessee football team has scored in a quarter.
Ooh, you talk about a hit on the line. I thought he fumbled the ball.
He did.
Oh, no.
Tennessee got it.
And Westmoreland picked the ball up. Why didn't they stop him? Westmoreland caught that ball. Again, you talk about hit in the face. Dominique Stevenson comes up, number 28. You talk about smash mouth. Watch 28 come in here. Up in the middle, bam, right there, and the ball comes out. Now, Westmoreland just gets the ball. Again, you can't dive from there. What a hit. Again, the ball comes out. We can see it from this angle. Watch Westmoreland, 42. He's going to get the football. Oh, he's down on the ground. That's why they gave it to him. Heads up play by Tennessee. Wow. Is there anything else can go wrong for Arkansas?
I can't imagine.
Oh.
Tennessee has a long way to go. Henry almost tackled in the end zone. He kept it out at about the 1-yard line. Hamlin and Lancaster. Great play defensively for Arkansas.
Now, I can tell you what happens if you're Arkansas. Arkansas right now, they're going to play with some pride. The white shirts are going to come after them. I can tell you this, you've been embarrassed. You're on television. The only thing you play for right now is pride. If you're Tennessee, what Philip Fulmer and his staff have got to be saying is, hey, don't let down. You've got a 35-point lead, but there's still 3/4 of this football game left. Don't let down.
Turnovers, huge in favor of the Volunteers.
It's just quarterback sneak to try to get a yard to punt it.
Well, Tennessee does not want to make a big mistake down here with a 35-0 lead early in the second quarter.
Well, it's a safe play right there. You try to just get a few yards, so in case you don't get it, you've got at least a few yards for your punter. But there was a flag on that play, wasn't there? No.
No, I didn't see one.
No, I guess not. I see Philip Fulmer said he thought it too.
down, Clawson. Incomplete, intended for Stallworth. And it'll be 4th down for the Volunteers. And for the first time today, Tennessee on offense did not pick up at least a first down, if not a touchdown.
Yeah, no, I think they've scored on every other drive except that one. Arkansas is going to get good field position.
Leverton, one of the premier punters in the country, a Ray Guy Award finalist, with his heels back on the end line.
Yep, you can't step back. You get this football if it's a bad snap. Oh, perfect snap.
Stedman Campbell standing deep. It's a very short punt, and it's fair caught at the 27-yard line.
Holy cow, that's a short one.
Well, the wind is whipping around Neyland Stadium. Stephen Harris fair catches the ball. The Razorbacks trail 35-0, but they'll have great field position when we come back. This message now from Alltel. The Tennessee 27-yard line, however, they trail 35-0. Hampton has been feeling the pressure all day. He's got a lot of running room. Out of bounds at the Tennessee 15-yard line. Let's check again with Dave Baker down on the field. Dave?
David, when you guys were talking about leadership a little bit earlier, I think Hampton is absolutely the guy that you look to when you talk about leadership. He was out here earlier. The first fumble where it slipped out of his hand, he took a shot on the first play of that series. Having trouble with that shoulder. You can see he's still kind of hanging the arm down. But in a game like this where it'd be easy to get yourself out of there, he's still in there battling.
And he pitches to Talley. Manages to get back to the line of scrimmage at the 15. John Henderson is the first man there for the Volunteers.
And, you know, Dave brings up a really interesting point, David. I remember in that South Carolina game when they got all 3 quarterbacks hurt, and Houston then went up to him and said, "Hey, can you go?" And he said, "I'm going right back in." And he came back in, put his shoulder pads back on, and came back in the football game to finish that football game after they got the 2nd and 3rd team quarterback hurt. So he's right. Great leader, great courage.
Hampton with backs in the eye. Throwing it for the corner. Touchdown, Arkansas. Boo Williams, a wonderful catch in the end zone.
Let me tell you how tough that was. He was looking right back into the sun. He almost, I mean, what a place to throw the football. He's looking right back into the sun. It's the same fade play. Again, right at the top. Now look, see, he's looking back into the sun. You see the defender can only look. He just jumps up high and uses that great height that he has. He's 6'4" and he goes up for the ball. That was one of the keys that we had looked at earlier.
Big target. Teddy Gaines at 6 foot even. No match for Williams in the corner of the end zone. Boo Williams, his 6th touchdown reception of the season. And Arkansas is on the scoreboard. They trail the Volunteers 35-7. We'll be back after a word from your local stations. Just on the receiving end of a Robbie Hampton touchdown pass to cut the Tennessee lead back to 35-7. Long way to go in this football game. Arkansas going with the onside kick.
Boy, and if you don't get it, you give Tennessee great field position. And I think Tennessee, they weren't fooled by it.
The Volunteers recovered it near midfield. Gambling play by Houston Nutt.
Now it goes to the left. And again, look at Tennessee coming back. Oh, Arkansas had a shot at it.
Yeah, number 45, Corey Warren.
Boy, he did. He had a great shot
had
at it. But look at the field position that Tennessee has now. 50-yard line, they start.
And the freshman, Casey Clawson, has had an outstanding first half. He throws it back as they set up the screen. Stallworth. And he stepped out of bounds.
You know, it's amazing. I don't know if he had to step out of bounds. Oh, yeah, he stepped out of bounds. I thought they marked at the 2nd spot down around the 30-yard line. They say he stepped out around 36 or 37. Good underneath screen. Now watch big blocks there, and again, just take off. Now when he gets out right in here, right there, that's where they said he stepped out of bounds. You see him raise, he heard that whistle. Oh, no, I had 7.
First down, Tennessee at the Arkansas 37. Tennessee going deep again. Clawson has hit some big plays today, but this time He overthrows Cedric Wilson.
Well, let's just keep him honest.
Philip Fulmer's Volunteers trying to become bowl eligible with the victory today. They are 5-3, and they have jumped on the Arkansas Razorbacks in the first half, scoring 35 unanswered points.
Look at that start. Look at the field position. Starting on your own 48-yard line.
Clawson with good protection. That was a fabulous catch, but out of bounds.
Wow.
Eric Locke.
How did Locke catch that? That was incredible. He's looking back over his right shoulder. You talk about coming down with the ball. Right of your screen, watch this. Great concentration. Now watch Locke. Look back there. Look at that. You know, I'm not sure he didn't catch that football in bounds. All he has to do is have a foot down. Watch this right here. When does he catch it? Right there. The official in great position to make a call. He saw it. He said no, he didn't have control. Oh, he bobbled it at the tail end too.
Yep, got to have possession. Two-time Mr. Football in high school from the state of Tennessee. Started his college career at Alabama. Wilson, the defender, fell down. Wilson dangerous in the open field, but brought down at the 22-yard line. 16-yard play and another Tennessee Volunteer first down.
Well, good vision by Clawson that time. Come off his primary receiver, pick up a secondary receiver. You don't run patterns like that if you're the primary receiver. That's just kind of like a little safety valve so you can go out there.
Well, it's been a tough afternoon for Houston Nutt's Arkansas Razorback. They find themselves now trying to stop the Tennessee Volunteers again, who are at the Arkansas 22 on 1st and 10.
When they got 3 wideouts to the top of the page there. Oh boy.
And they set up the screen for Locke. Flag is dropped as Locke is dropped at the 10-yard line by Ken Hamlin.
You know, I think this may be a penalty on Bobby Graham, the wide receiver. I think Graham may have held on the play. He's number 11. He's a wide receiver. He's downfield trying to get a block to set up Locke on that little screen play underneath. And I think he may get called for holding.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
See if we can possibly see. There's the 3. You come inside. You see that right there is the hold. That's the first thing gone right for Arkansas.
Locke has not been a big part of Tennessee's offense. Only 3 catches coming into the game. As you see Graham on the sideline now.
Well, and when you make mistakes in Tennessee, there's always somebody there to put pressure on you and go back.
Clawson, oh, the man is open. Dropped it.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Is that Bernie Vesey?
Yep.
Number 5? You talk about, you can't get any more wide open than this. He was the only one there. Oh, mercy. Watch the center of your screen. And again, nobody around him. Oh, mercy. This is what you just called. This is one that's tough. You see it coming, you just don't look it in. Look at Casey Clawson. Oh no, I'm just gonna put my mouthpiece up here, go back and call another play.
Would have been his 4th touchdown pass of the game. On 2nd down, knocked away, a beautiful play.
Boy, you talk about getting your hand up at the right time.
Jim Ed Reed.
Yeah, Jim Ed Reed gets his hand just perfect. Because what you want to do is you want to reach up between the receiver's hands. And that's exactly what Jim Ed Reed did. He got his hand up inside. Boy, and Clawson got hit on the play. Coming after him, he gets stuffed in the back. But again, watch this tail end of this play. Watch Jim Ed Reed, number 44, get his hand up. See, he just gets his hand up and just kind of pulls his hand down. Excellent play. He's running, trying to get back. You see the hand come right up in there, the left hand. Woo, that's close.
Reed, a converted defensive back, and he played that one just like a veteran DB.
See if Arkansas doesn't come with pressure. Oh, they got blocked.
Clawson trying to bolt up the middle. And he just does get back to the line of scrimmage as Carlos Hall makes the tackle.
Boy, and you have to credit this offensive line of Tennessee. We talked about them being young, 2 freshmen up front, but they really picked up the stunt, picked up the blitz. They gave a lot of time for Casey Clawson to stand back there.
Tennessee is going to go for the field goal. Walls had hit 16 in a row before finally missing one last week against Memphis. This is from 39 yards, and he misses.
Ooh.
A rare miss by Alex Walls. He is 17 of 19 this year, 25 of 30 field goal kicks in his career. Sophomore from Bristol, Virginia, just across the state line up here in East Tennessee. He walked on at Tennessee, a soccer star in high school. Started playing football late in his high school career. Said, I think I can do this.
Yeah, I think that record was held by Fuad Revez at 18, I think it was, or 19, and he came up one short. Still a tremendous average.
And now he's missed 2 of his last 3. He hit the game winner, though, when it counted against Memphis. Arkansas takes over, still trailing 35-7. Fred Talley. And a flag is dropped as Talley also is dropped at the 29.
Well, when you see a defensive back go down, like one of the Tennessee defensive backs went down, you say, holy cow, it had to be holding, didn't it? Because defensive backs don't go down like that. We'll have to see, wait and see what the call is.
Holding during the run against the offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
For 2 teams that have been the least penalized in the SEC, it seems like there have been a lot of flags today. Let's go to the field and Dave Baker.
David, good news. Trainer Dean Weber says that Eddie Jackson has movement in all his extremities. He's feeling some pain in his neck. As Dave Rowe mentioned, this is a precautionary measure. They want to take all precaution, though, so they've taken him to get an x-ray. But the initial reports so far, so good.
That's good to hear. Yeah, very good to hear.
Great news, Dave Baker.
Big down for Arkansas. First down, about 20 yards to go. You got to pick up about 10 or 12 yards.
And Boo Williams does just that. Out to the 27-yard line. All the penalty yardage, plus about 4 more as Willie Miles is in coverage.
And you know what's good about a wide receiver like Boo Williams? When he gets on a roll, he starts to get that ball. When he just comes out the field and he says, hey, just throw it to me. I'm open every time. He's getting good separation. He's a big target. I would look for them to go to him all the time. Cornerbacks playing a little bit far off him. They respect his height. They respect his speed.
He has 4 catches already. Has been Hampton's favorite target. Robbie Hampton handing off to Talley. Big gainer for Talley across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Andre Lott perhaps saved a huge play for Tennessee.
Yeah, and a couple good blocks at the point of attack. 79 Nathan Ball gets a good block up top. And the fullback coming right there, kicks him out, and then Talley just explodes. He's got that explosion. When he gets through there, he's compact at 5'9", about 190. When he gets through the hole, he can explode.
Well, he suffered a broken hand in the game against Alabama. That game was just a disaster from an injury standpoint for the Razorbacks. They won it 28-21, but paid a steep price for victory.
You know, I'm looking here. We may have an injured player on the Arkansas sideline. Maybe a Tennessee player down. Right down in front.
It's Lott.
Yep.
Andre Lott.
Yeah, late getting up. Really couldn't see it. He was behind all the Arkansas players on this side of the bench.
Very important player for Tennessee's defense. Versatile. Has played both safety positions, a cornerback position. They list him as a senior, but he could come back next year.
Exactly.
Was a partial qualifier coming in. Could get 1 more year and come back if he so chooses. But Lott will come off the field here as the Razorbacks have 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Tennessee jumped to a 35-0 lead in the first period. Arkansas has answered in the second. But the Razorbacks need a lot more to make this one interesting. As Hampton completes the pass to Williams again at the Tennessee 45. So Arkansas beginning to get a little rhythm offensively, Dave.
And the man that's giving them rhythm is Boo Williams, number 23. And I'll tell you this, as I said, when a receiver gets on a roll, you can see he just wants the football. Throw it to me. And he's getting good separation. In other words, separation is where you drive the corner off and then you turn to receive it. You can see him telling Houston Nutt there, hey, just throw it to me. Get it to me. I'm open every time. Tennessee will have to make an adjustment to stop that play.
Talley Good surge on the offensive line. Arkansas gets 3 or 4 yards to the 41-yard line of Tennessee.
Well, I can think about the halftime talks right now. For Philip Fulmer, it's going to be don't ease up. It's nothing at halftime, because you almost get the feeling that Tennessee's kind of easing up a little bit. You know, they got the big lead start off, and all of a sudden it's just kind of taking the wind out of their sails. They're not playing with the same reckless abandon that they started the game with. For Arkansas, the halftime talk is going to be nothing. We're going to start over.
7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Hampton lofts it high for Williams. And he made a great catch at the 15-yard line.
When you're hot, you're hot. And what Williams does is just goes up and just takes the ball away from Willie Miles. He just takes the ball out of his hands. This is the basketball. This is the jump ball. Watch this. And actually, Miles has got great inside position. See the height difference? Look at him just go up. Bang. He just pulls the football down. Talked about throw it to me. You think they're not going to go back to him?
That's his 6th catch of the afternoon already.
Look at Boo Williams. Throw it to me. I'm open. 6 catches already, you say?
Yep.
Wow.
Sweep to the short side, and Talley tripped up by Sessions.
Boy, and you have to like the play of Anthony Sessions. I mean, he's just all over the field. #1 tackler, 63 tackles coming into the game, 6.5 sacks. He just runs well. You know, he's been this has been a linebacker university for the last few years.
Williams, a huge game. He had a big game against Tennessee last year in Fayetteville. 4 catches, a big touchdown catch in the 3rd quarter.
You know what I'd do? I'd go right back to him. If he's hot, let him go right back. He's got a match on the other side with Teddy Gaines. He outsizes him there, too.
He split wide to the right. Hampton rolling in that direction. He wants Williams to go deep into the end zone.
He got it.
Touchdown, Williams. A remarkable play.
Let me tell you, Dave, he came from out of bounds. He was knocked out of bounds. He actually ran back in bounds. Look at him. Nobody can stop me. He's hot. When you get on a roll, he's on a roll. He actually was knocked out of bounds around the 5-yard line, came back in bounds to make the catch. Wow. Again, watch the route. He's come up there now. The quarterback signals go, but look at it. He's knocked out of bounds. Now he comes back in, makes the catch. Just great concentration on the ball.
Well, that is a fabulous play by Boo Williams, and the extra point is good.
And all of a sudden, you got Tennessee fans being quiet because they're saying, wait a minute, we're up 35-0. Now we're up 35-14. Things can change. Boy, Boo Williams, I mean, when you're hot, you just keep on going to him, and that's exactly what Robbie Hampton, you see him direct him right there? Then he just goes up for the football. Once it touches his hands, he's got it. Man, how many times did they throw to him on that drive? He just was Mr. Everything on that drive.
On that drive, he made 4 catches for 61 yards, all by himself, with the help of Hampton. Got to give Hampton some credit.
Yes, now see, you can come back in from out of bounds because he was blocked out of bounds. You can't run out of bounds to avoid, but when you're blocked out of bounds, wow, what a day for Boo Williams. They're going to get back in it, Dave. He's the one that can get back in it. That's a long hole to come from, 35-0, but they're fighting their way back into this football game. You got to give them credit.
Williams, a transfer from Butler Community College. And sat out the first 3 games of last season because of some academic difficulties. Still had a big year for Arkansas, so he is a very talented young man. And now you think back, the fumble recovery run in for a touchdown by Tennessee. Talley trying to stick the ball over the goal line. He fumbles it. Now Tennessee has made some big plays as the ball goes out of bounds. And it will come out to the 35. Well, Payne Weber presents the SEC Good Works team, recognizing superior community service efforts. Today's honoree is senior place kicker Scott Westerfield from Mississippi State University. Scott is a positive role model for kids in the Starkville area, speaking at local elementary schools and giving his time as a kicking instructor. He also is a volunteer for Habitat for Humanity and a tutor for fellow students. Payne Weber is proud to salute Scott Westerfield for being named a member of the SEC Good Works team. Thank you, Payne Weber.
Well, with 5 minutes left, it's important for Tennessee to not go in with just nothing. They've got to get back. They've got to get some momentum.
Caver makes the stop on Henry. Let's update you from Starkville, Mississippi, in that big Western Division showdown. And the Mississippi State Bulldogs shutting out Alabama 14-0 late in the second quarter. And you wonder about Alabama.
Oh.
Now that the championship is out of the picture for them from the Western Division, their coaching staff going to be gone next year. Can they keep up any kind of momentum? Big hit by Kurt Davis, the nose tackle.
Well, Davis came through on a slant. When you guess right on that slant, when you're going in the right direction, number 94 is going to get you. He's over top of the nose. Watch him right in there. He's going to just get him. Bang. Just come right down the line. Kind of reminds you of that old Pittsburgh defense where they used to turn Mean Joe Green inside. Get flashbacks of that.
Yeah, it didn't take much to turn him loose, though, did it?
No. Hey, oh boy. I watched him for a number of years. Big down here. Tennessee does not want to give the football back to Arkansas. They've got the momentum right now. They need a first down.
4.5 minutes to go in a quarter. And the ball is caught.
Wow.
I think he might have been denied the first down. Stallworth very close. His forward progress up around the 45, and that's where the first down marker is.
Yeah, he had to make the 45. The official came in and marked it. And watch this. The official's going to mark it just short of the 45. He's got to make the 45. Right there. Good heads-up tackle there. DeAndre Berry just comes in and doesn't let him get that yardage, but he had just enough to get that first down.
Well, that's a big first down pickup for the Volunteers. We're approaching the 4-minute mark in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was huge.
Travis Henry brought down by Jeremiah Harper. Well, fans, log on to jpsports.com and check out our new fan shop. We have a great selection of merchandise from every school. And the best news is you pay no shipping charges for your order. That's right, no shipping charge. Also, all customers receive a free gift with their first order of $25 or more. Get a head start on your Christmas shopping and visit our fan shop today.
Well, you can buy me something from that. There's a lot of things I might like. And you can have the free shipping there, buddy.
That's a deal. Clawson rolling. And he finds the fullback Bartholomew out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Arkansas, 3 yards short of a Tennessee first down.
Boy, Clawson gives you that really nice roll. I really like his play fake action where he rolls out to his right. He looks strong. You know, he came from a great school in California. I mean, he's just got that just those good coaching techniques. He squares up his shoulders, looks downfield, and they said he's got a rocket for an arm.
Well, you know, his high school coach, his name Jim Bonds, he was Troy Aikman's backup at Southern California.
Oh, no wonder he has the fundamentals. I didn't know that. That's a wow. You get a wow from me, buddy.
All right, Dave. Thank you, sir. He is obviously well coached,
yes,
coming
absolutely.
out of high school.
Yeah, you don't come out with those techniques and those mechanics. Arkansas's got to get some pressure.
Incomplete. Parker, the intended receiver, and the pass was thrown short. And so Arkansas is going to get the ball back with 3:13 left in the second quarter.
Boy, when you're on a roll, 3:13 is a long time. Tennessee did not want to give this football back.
Leverton is out to punt the football.
Boy, and you wonder what went wrong with Tennessee in the second quarter. Travis Henry, first quarter, 82 yards. Second quarter, 3 yards.
Campbell snowed under at the 16.
Well, that's a huge difference in yards. I mean, you got Travis Henry. I mean, he's just eating them alive in the first big quarter. Second quarter, he did nothing. Arkansas came up. They got a few stops. They didn't abandon everything. They just got back into their play. And they've got 3:04 left.
Just a gorgeous day in East Tennessee on the banks of the Tennessee River. Neyland Stadium, 107,000 plus the 10th largest crowd in Tennessee football history here today.
I just looked at Boo Williams and he waved saying, hey, I want some more of this.
But the give to Talley, and Talley is dropped inside the 10-yard line. That is Will Overstreet with the hit.
Boy, and Overstreet has been overshadowed this year, but he really plays solid out there at the right end. Look at this. Gets good rip up outside, keeps his outside position, and when Talley tries to come to the outside, bang, he puts him down.
That's 5 tackles behind the line this year for the junior from Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, Boo Williams at the bottom of the screen. He's got a one-on-one situation. He's getting a safety sneaking over to help. But he's got one-on-one to start.
Hampton looking that way. Should have been intercepted by Miles, but he dropped the football.
How did he drop that ball? Oh, wow. 3 Tennessee defenders. Miles was the one-on-one, and they brought both safeties came over. Baker came over to help. Again, watch gets hit right here. Hampton does. He goes down, but look at this, 3 defenders, and Miles just drops the ball. He just drops it. I wondered if it went from the sun into the shade. Maybe that's what happened. But that's a drop.
John Chavis told us yesterday that his secondary has been in position to make big plays, and they just haven't made them. And there's a good example again as Arkansas fumbles the snap, and Hampton falls on it at the 5-yard line.
Well, that was going to be a draw play that time to Fred Talley, but Robbie Hampton just dropped the football. Again, see, watch right there. You see that ball's going to be handed right there to Fred Talley. Let him find that little seam. Fortunately, Robbie Hampton for Arkansas gets over and covers it. But again, now there's 2 minutes left, and you think that Tennessee's going to get good field position. They should get the ball inside the 50-yard line. So this game has kind of gone back and forth once both teams have kind of settled down.
Clock is stopped with 2:02 left, and timeout on the field. The yardage difference has really evened up now, as the total yardage in favor of Tennessee, 219 to 185. The turnovers, the big key in the first half so far, but Arkansas put itself in a hole last week against Ole Miss, giving up a big kickoff return, and they have done this several times this year. And once again today, they fall behind early, and they're scrambling to play catch-up football.
Well, fall behind, that's an understatement. 35-0 at the end of the first quarter.
They fell into a black hole today.
That was the bottomless pit. But Tennessee needs to capitalize here. 2 minutes left. They need to go in on a positive note. They had that marvelous first quarter where they scored 35 points, and since then they have done nothing.
And it's Butler back to punt. Parker, who had a big return in the first quarter of 48 yards, standing near midfield. And he'll have a chance to return this one from the 41-yard line. Eric Parker trying to come back, and that was not a good idea. Arkansas had him surrounded.
Where was he going to go?
Travis Henry for Tennessee. Ball's offense takes the field. Outstanding in the first quarter.
Yes, he certainly was. Ran through there and just picked up huge chunks of yardage. In that first quarter, he had 80 yards. Look at this bounce out, ripping up, just stretching. This one here, just pushing people off. That was J.J. Jones. And again, just a marvelous first quarter. Second quarter, Arkansas just shut him down. Only had 3 quarters, but only had 3 yards. But his numbers, that's a pretty good average right there. 6.5 yards a carry. I'd go to him a lot more.
But only 4 carries so far in the second quarter. Tennessee has thrown the ball more in the second period.
Yeah, it's been a different quarter in the first quarter. When you got 35-0 lead, I mean, you're thinking to yourself, holy cow, you gotta run the football, use the clock up. I would thought that Travis Henry would have had 8 or 9 carries, maybe 10 carries in that second quarter.
Henry is now on the sideline. Travis Stevens is the tailback on first down. The Vols trying to throw the ball to the fullback Bartholomew, and it'll be 2nd and 10 at the Arkansas 38.
Well, we used to have a term when we played in pro football that when you got a big lead, you kind of watered down and kind of sat over there and relaxed. And I know the Tennessee fans are saying they don't need to sit over there and relax. They need to keep on pouring it on. But it's been a different football game after that disastrous first quarter for Arkansas. And Tennessee was, I mean, they were just doing marvelous in that first quarter. Now it's just kind of slowed down.
Clawson connects with Parker at the 23-yard line of the Razorbacks. And it'll be first down with 1:34 to play in the first half.
You see right there what Clawson doing. He's herding him up to the line. He knows that the clock is stopped while they mark the football and move it. 1:34 on the clock. Now he wants to get him up there, see if he can take advantage of something. Maybe look downfield, throw a quick out.
It's Wilson out of bounds at the 14. Tennessee has 1 timeout remaining.
And Dave, this is exactly what Tennessee needed. They needed something to go in the locker room. Marvelous first quarter. Now they need to get something going in this just before they go in the locker room.
Don't forget, next week on Jefferson Pilot Sports, Kentucky against Tennessee, right back here at Neyland Stadium. That's a 12:30 kickoff. You can watch it live right here on JP Sports.
If you like offense, you like that game.
Big fella. Going to bring it, the lefty from Kentucky, Jaron Lorenzen. Clawson connects with his fullback. Caver is there, and that is not an easy man to push backward. You're talking about Bartholomew, but Caver did.
Boy, Caver just swallowed them. Big arms, got in there. They moved the clocks. They got the first down, which is what they needed. Now see if they don't use that little roll action that they've used so well. Clawson rolling to his right. He's just a real force. Clawson, good huddle control right here. Calls the play on the line of scrimmage to utilize the time.
Well, that could have been disastrous for Tennessee. Stallworth was the intended receiver, but DeAndre Berry,
boy,
I think if he turned his head a little bit, he might have had a big interception there.
He might have as he came up. This is just a curl to the left over here. And what happens? Watch Berry. Oh, the ball was tipped. Look at Berry coming up there.
Good play by Stallworth. He saw the tip and then became a defender. Hall got a piece of it.
Carlos Hall, they really like his play. They said he has really come into his own. He's getting better and better, practicing really hard. Arkansas might take a timeout right here. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
The Razorbacks have 1 timeout remaining in the first half. Tennessee also has 1 timeout left. 1:12 to play in the first half. Tennessee, which jumped on top 35-0 in the first quarter, now leading 35-14. Well, let's take a look at the BCS rankings going into today's action. Oklahoma is playing Texas A&M. Florida State in the ACC is at Wake Forest. Miami and Pittsburgh are playing right now. Nebraska's at Kansas State. Number 5 Florida is at home against South Carolina, and the winner of that one locks up the East Division in the SEC. And then Washington, Oregon, Virginia Tech at Central Florida today in Orlando. Oregon State, Purdue, and Mississippi State out of the Southeastern Conference is the number 14 team in the BCS ranking.
Boy, this is where it really gets tough. You're at the end of the season. You got to score points. You want to keep those positions. It's a tough time of the year for those top 5 or 6 teams.
Well, Casey Clawson is making his 4th consecutive start. Tennessee is 3-0 with him as their starting quarterback. What about Clawson today, Dave?
Well, I think he's played really well. I think he has just really come into his own. He's got great control right there. You see him, he doesn't panic. As you talked about, he's got just, now we got a flag. Wait a minute.
Substitution infraction, broke the huddle with more than 12 men. 5-yard penalty.
And that comes off of a timeout.
Yeah, that's that new rule where you can't break the huddle with 12 men. It's called it's almost like a deception rule. You can't deceive the defense. That changes the complexion a little bit. But look and see if Clawson doesn't do that little roll. I really like him when he rolls to his right, squares up those shoulders, and looks downfield.
Stallworth, the intended receiver, and Clawson threw it behind him. It will be 3rd down with 1:06 left. And again, Tennessee still has that 1 timeout left, but they might run out of plays before time.
Well, so much for that the roll action. I just like him rolling. Evidently, they've decided that they're going to go against DeAndre Berry, number 31. They like that matchup. Maybe think he gives a little bit too much. But whatever. You just look, I mean, Clawson is so good when he rolls. He's got such nice vision. He sees the field, picks up those tight ends in the end zone when they squat down there, the big targets.
He's 6'4" and 210.
There's a blitz.
Beautiful throw and catch. Clawson to Wilson. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Wow, when you don't get there, if you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That's exactly what Arkansas did. You got to credit that they just went max coverage, had just one person out on the pass pattern, and it's just a post pattern. Again, over here to the right, you're going to see it's just a post pattern to the inside. Watch this. Bang, that's pitch and catch. Nobody else out there. They go to their senior, Cedric Wilson. That's not what you want if you're Houston Nutt. You had to stop them before half. You didn't want to let them go in on a positive note, and they are certainly going in on one.
Razorbacks had cut the lead to 3 touchdowns. Now a 4-touchdown lead again for Tennessee. Let's look at Cedric Wilson.
Well, Wilson's got him right off the bat. They've picked a lot on Berry today, number 31. They've gone that way a lot. That time it's one-on-one coverage. And they had a blitz on, and nobody got in there. Nobody got up in the face of the quarterback.
A couple of touchdown receptions for Wilson today. That gives him 20 for his Tennessee career and 8 for the season. And he also has 5 catches, which moves him into a tie with Peerless Price for number 4 spot all-time Tennessee.
And Dave, as I look at Casey Clawson, you see how calm he is? I mean, he's just walking along. Philip Fulmer talked about that. He said he just doesn't get rattled. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks, freshman quarterbacks starting in this league. When you get in the huddle, you can see the white all the way around their eyes because they're so wide open. They just said they wanted him to get a little bit more voice inflection. He's done that. Practice his composure. They knew he had it. Boy, he has responded well.
Another factor early on with Clawson was in the huddle, some of his teammates had trouble understanding the plays that he was calling. You're talking about a Southern California kid and kids from Wartburg, Tennessee trying to pick it up. So that was something they had to deal with also. Stephen Harris on the return out to the 32-yard line. Arkansas with 55 seconds left will take the football.
Yeah, that's an interesting note. The coach has said, you know, when he was out there, he'd make those calls on the line. The audible's out on the line. It was kind of like the wide receivers look and say, now what did you say? Randy Sanders, the offensive coordinator yesterday, kind of teasing us with those little nuances of quarterback.
What a day for Clawson already. He's had a full game for most quarterbacks. 4 touchdown passes already. Arkansas with 55 seconds left. Let's see if they continue to run an offense to try and score the football, and they give it inside to Talley. He's stacked up. They have 1 timeout left. We'll know if they're going to try and prolong this right now if they use the timeout.
Well, it's a lot different than when you're in practice. He's got that sore shoulder. When he goes in at halftime, the one thing that you're going to have to watch in the second half, see if that shoulder doesn't tighten up on him a little bit.
By the way, good news on Eddie Jackson. The official diagnosis now, a sprained neck, and he does have movement in arms and legs. Talley cut back, breaks a tackle. Oh, almost broke a big one at the 36. Great tackle by Andre Lott. He makes a lot of big tackles.
If Lott doesn't get him, you're right. If Lott doesn't get him, that could be a long run. But Lott does get him.
And that's the end of the first half from Neyland Stadium on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon in November. The Tennessee Volunteers trying to become bowl eligible today. They came in at 5-3, and they lead it 42-14 over Arkansas at the half. Dave Baker on the field with Philip Fulmer.
Coach, talk about your great starts. 35 in the first quarter. You had it wrong.
We needed that. We needed to get off to a good start. Our team's prepared really well this week, and I think we're excited about playing and hopefully finish it good. We got another half of football that's going to be awful important for us to continue to grow. We're a very young football team in a lot of places, but obviously pleased with the first half.
Execution into red zone's been a topic of discussion. I don't know what your grade is, but from here it looked excellent.
Well, so far so good. We just keep pounding the rock, and hopefully we can keep improving. But obviously Casey's made some big things happen. Our receivers have done a great job, and we've protected much better.
All right, Coach, we sure appreciate it. Best of luck in the second half. 42-14 as Tennessee leads Arkansas here in Knoxville. We're back with the first half stats, highlights, and an SEC flashback right after this.
First half, it is 42-14. And a moment ago, Dave Baker spoke with Houston Nutt.
Houston, we talked before the game about the way your luck was going, and boy, that was a rough 15 minutes.
I'll tell you what, the bottom fell out early, but I like the way we competed in that second quarter. Wish we had one more score. We got there to the 1 foot line, fumbled it away, but hey, you got to keep fighting, keep going. You know, we're in some growing pains right now.
Your kids do a good job, I thought, of coming back and trying to get this thing in some perspective.
Well, that's what you got to do. You know, all we got is 30 minutes. I want everybody to do their best and be a class act.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Dave. And Coach Nutt, his team with its back to the wall at halftime, trailing 42-14 as the Volunteers will receive the ball to start the third quarter.
He hadn't been in this situation many times.
I tell you, the guy with the most difficult job right now may be the individual who's trying to shade the cameras here because of those harsh shadows falling on Neyland Stadium.
Bounds. Ball be put in play, 1st and 10 at the 35.
All right, ball is out of bounds, so the Volunteers get good field position at the 35-yard line. Quarterback comparison in the first half. Sophomore Robbie Hampton, freshman Casey Clawson, and both performed quite well.
Yeah, they did. And Robbie Hampton, of course, with that sore shoulder, and he's performed well. You saw him dragging it a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how he comes out. For Clawson, hey, don't change what you're doing. You still dance with the same girl.
Tennessee started the game giving the ball to Travis Henry in the first quarter, and he gets the first call of the third period, bringing it out to the 41-yard line.
And you know, Dave, it's fun to watch and think about what these teams are trying to do. On defense, what Arkansas has tried to do is bring a lot of people up, stop the run. They put a lot of pressure on their two cornerbacks, both Berry and Jackson. Jackson's out of there, so Berry's the one that's getting the pressure now.
And there hasn't been enough pressure from Arkansas's perspective on Casey Clawson.
Good heads-up move there by Scott Wells, the center. You see somebody jump in that neutral zone, bang, snap the ball.
And that's a freshman making that that play for Tennessee. Kurt Davis jumped across, and here's what Wells did.
See that hard count? See right there, snap that football when you see, and then what you do is you point at him, say, he jumped off sides. Boy, and if anybody has really solidified this team, it's been Scott Wells, the center, because he came in such an unbelievable situation to have to come in.
Well, Bartholomew finds no running room as Caver and Hall collapse in on him at the line of scrimmage. A lunging catch and a first down for Tennessee at the Arkansas 42-yard line.
Boy, good look in by Eric Parker, number 80. It's an out pattern, and when you make that out pattern, you plant and come back, and he's looking right back in the ball, and Clawson just delivers it right at the right angle. Right here, you come back for the football, and watch, bang, and see where he just kind of delivers it right there. And again, the cornerback just giving too much. You can't do that. You've got to stay up tight. You know, you're kind of on an oasis or an island out there. You're either going to look good or you're not going to look good.
Henry to the 31-yard line. A first down for Tennessee. Hamlin made the tackle.
Well, we talked about cheese time. It's cheese time. Travis Henry's just going to get some big blocks up there. You see Munoz, 77 drive in. Nice block on the outside right there. Boy, Munoz gets off on the block. He's got that great leg strength. Look at him just get on out the football. Just drive him inside. See the legs moving. They want him to pick up a little bit more leg strength. But he's just a true freshman. He's 18 years old.
Yeah, the first true freshman to start on the offensive line for Tennessee since Bill Mayo in 1981. So the flag is dropped.
Yeah, that's moving on the offense. A couple players got started a little bit quicker than the other ones.
You know, also on Munoz, his sister just signed to play basketball at Tennessee, Michelle.
Before the ball was snap, movement by the offense,
Yeah.
5 yards, still first down.
So they got a family affair going here.
Yeah. Hey, there's Dee Dee, the mom, and the dad. There's Anthony. Golly, do I remember him. He used to team up with Max Montoya. Fortunately, he didn't have to play over me. I played over Max Montoya. But, boy, you talk about fun football. I want to tell you something.
Well, he was a great one. The left tackle on the all-time NFL football team, Anthony Munoz. And here's a pretty good one for Tennessee right now. Travis Henry to the 20-yard line. Henry has gone over 100 yards today, and it is the 12th time in his Tennessee career that he's rushed for 100 or more.
Well, if you don't get to the point of attack, if you can't shed blocks, you can't get to the tackle. And that time they blocked Quentin Caver. Interesting. Center came off and blocked Quentin Caver and really shielded him away from the ball.
The drive that began at the 35-yard line, now at the Arkansas 21. Henry off the toss, explodes to the 20, the 10, the 5, and inside the 5-yard line is Travis Henry.
I think Philip Fulmer listened to our Rose Rewinds, because it's definitely cheese time. You don't change anything, just keep on controlling the football. Again, watch it going right out through there, just right inside. Look at this, blocked out there, blocked in there, and he's going straight ahead. Oh, boy. You're not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. Don't change anything, just keep going, just keep on going back to him.
And here he is.
Ooh.
This time he's not going anywhere.
I wonder who he ran into. I think it could have been 53 or maybe 49, J.J. Jones. Oh, it was Petty. Wow.
Jermaine Petty.
Yeah, Petty getting a chance to play in there. The junior. He's one of those down linemen saying, hey, let me have a few shots in there.
Great athlete, drafted by the Atlanta Braves in baseball out of high school. I think he committed originally to Nebraska. Petty did, wound up at Arkansas. Clawson rolling, scrambling, down he goes at the 13-yard line. Carlos Hall and Petty.
Well, that's the first time that down that naked boot that they have come out and kept backside containment. And again, when you do a naked boot and the quarterback fake play action, now he's going to roll out this way. You see him come out, you got to keep containment. And they've got two of them right in his face. You see Jermaine Petty again in there, number 40.
And Randy Garner, number 1, was in the backfield with him.
Yeah, they needed Garner. He was hurt for a number of weeks, and they say now he's back at full speed.
Now 3rd down.
See if they don't
6 of 10 today.
See if they don't try to attack back at the top of the screen. They've done that all day long.
One for the corner, and Wilson, he's stolen away for a touchdown.
That's where they have gone all day long against DeAndre Berry, the cornerback.
His 3rd touchdown catch of the day.
Boy, you just get that feel. This one was going to be fake inside, but he goes long. Now he's looking back. Berry's in good position right there, but when he turns back, he just loses the football. And look at that, come back underneath. That's just great concentration by Cedric Wilson.
Well, what a day for Wilson.
Wow.
And Clawson. And Walls with another extra point. That gives him 7 for the afternoon. And Tennessee now leads Arkansas 49-14. They score on their first possession of the second half. We're back in Knoxville, where volunteer fans are celebrating a huge lead by Tennessee, 49-14, early in the 3rd quarter. And Casey Clawson, the freshman from California, has thrown 5 touchdown passes. The record is 6 for most touchdown passes in a game. Well, there's going to be a record-setting day on many fronts, it looks like, if this continues. We still have a lot of football left.
A lot of game left, 10 minutes left.
Yeah, Peyton Manning did it twice in his career. Against Texas Tech and Kentucky. And meanwhile, for Arkansas, those are good numbers by the sophomore tailback, Fred Talley.
Well, what you look for in a game like this is, if you're a coaching staff, you look for players that will play as hard as they are, regardless of what the score is. You look for their attitude about football. This is not a day for Arkansas football, but there are certain players out there playing hard.
And Hampton still chucking them up the field, and Boo Williams is still pulling them in for Arkansas. First down for the Razorbacks at the 45-yard line.
And Boo Williams just dancing out there. I mean, he knows it's one of those days. Every time he's thrown, he's caught everything they've thrown to him. What they need to do, just keep on going back until they bring 2 or 3 players over there.
8 catches for Boo Williams, the senior from Tallahassee, Florida.
Go right back to him again. I mean, when you're hot, you're hot. He'll probably run to keep it honest, but golly, he's had a football game.
It's Williams or Talley carrying the offensive load for Arkansas. Talley gets the handoff to the 49, a gain of 3 as John Henderson makes the tackle.
Well, Fred Talley told us yesterday, he said, I'm just looking for a chance. He said, there's a lot of people in this stadium. I said, you wait till you see this crowd tomorrow. I said, you've never seen a wall of orange like this. And these are tremendous fans. They love the football game. They just love their football here. Look at that panorama of orange.
It's a wonderful setting. 2nd down and 6 from the 49. Hampton under pressure. He's got to his big tight end. And down he goes at the 30-yard line. That is the fullback, rather, Adam Daly, with his first catch of the day. Well, that's the first time they've looked.
Yeah, an interesting little pattern. What he does is Daly just comes off the line. You see him right there in the picture, and he just sets up everything. You see Robbie Hampton take a shot, but what happened on it, watch Daly on the play. See, he comes across the pattern, picks up a couple good blocks right there. That was a nice block. Again, how about Daly getting the shot right there?
8 catches for the year for Daly. Saw more from Alma on the 30-yard line. Handoff, Talley, big hole. 20, 10. He scores. Arkansas touchdown.
Wow, he makes you miss. Baker came up, and the only thing Rashad Baker did was grab some air. But he gets into the secondary, and the little number 20 can flat out motor.
And he moved 30 yards in a hurry.
Boy, he did. You saw Baker, number 16, come up. Watch this. Run through the hole. You see the seam. Right back there's the hole. Now watch Baker come up here. He just kind of steps up out of him. Nobody's going to catch him from behind. Talley just, that's a good run. I mean, this late in the football game, you say, well, maybe they're letting down. Oop, he missed the extra point.
O'Donohue missing his first extra point of the year after hitting 14 in a row. Talley, nice job today as he has gone over 100 yards on the afternoon, and it is now 49-20, Tennessee in the lead.
By Talley. Now up comes Rashad Baker there. Bang. Again, when you look at it from ground level, this is what the running back sees. Right in there. You see the good block right there. Number 98 is John Henderson. They seal him off inside. Man, he draws a lot of attention, doesn't he? Big John says, get off my back.
Well, you got to tackle a guy that plays inside at his size at 6'7". You've got something very special there.
Yes, you do. John Henderson, marvelous football player. Let me tell you, he got beat on that play, but I can promise you this, he doesn't get beat very often.
Meanwhile, the balls come back to Travis Henry, who's had an amazing day also. And Henry brings the ball to the 32-yard line of Arkansas. Well, he might get the school record today.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, how many yards does he need, or how many yards did he need to start this game? Just a great misdirection now. Gets out there, gets a couple real good blocks. Fleming gets a good block for him. Now it's just a foot race out to the corner. Now he gets back inside, picks up about 7-8 more yards, takes more than one guy to get him down. Cheese time.
Well, he's about halfway there, Dave, as far as setting the school record. He needed 349 today, and he's got 165.
Yeah, that record held, I think, by James Stewart, I believe it was.
Little man. Henry runs over Hamlin. Hall tackles him at the 20.
Wow.
Or Mosley, rather, but he just flat ran over Hamlin.
Oh, golly. Hamlin's the free safety. He's going to come up. You talk about getting hit. This is like bouncing off a pickup truck. Bang. I mean, watch this. Boom. Just get out of my way. Just love his running style. Again, watch this. Boom. You just don't accept it. Oh, man. Boy, oh boy. James Little Man Stewart holds that record. Doesn't look like he's going to hold it much longer.
Tennessee still has Kentucky and Vanderbilt on its schedule after today. It's Henry is approaching 200 yards this afternoon.
Well, if I was Phil Fulmer, I'd give him a real shot at it. I'd just keep on giving them the ball. Let them pick up 3, 4, 5 yards at a clip. Hey, break one through there, get that 8 or 10 yards. I want to tell you this, Travis Henry deserves that opportunity. Because you remember when he played, he always played in the shadows of Jamal and just never really got a chance. When he got his chance, he came in and he played really well, so he deserves it.
Jamal Lewis, a great tailback here, and you're right, Henry was always back there in the background.
Well, I'll tell you, those little running backs like Travis Henry's 5'11", about 220 pounds. You just can't get an arm on him or anything.
Great blocking. Henry will not be denied today. Touchdown, Travis Henry.
Wow. When you're hot, he just again runs over to free safety. He's not being denied today. Just a marvelous good block to the outside. Great block right up front there. That's Troy Fleming, the fullback. And again, just get to the end zone. Watch him just stick it in here. Sees that end zone. Look at him just stretch, touch that ball down, break the plane. Travis Henry having one of those special days.
But with all the points on the board, that's his first touchdown today.
Well,
our points good.
I wondered how many, he's got 3 games to go, and I wondered if he could get 350 yards in those last 3 games. Wow.
Unbelievable performance by Travis Henry, the senior from Frostproof. Back in just a moment after a word from your local station. We are back in Knoxville, Tennessee. What a performance by senior Travis Henry, one of the great all-time high school stars in the state of Florida, and Frostproof, and about perhaps to become the all-time leading rusher at Tennessee. He trails down just Johnny Jones and James Stewart, number 3 on the all-time list.
Guess what? Another kick out of bounds?
Huh. Well, that's a surprise.
Is that 4 of them? I know of at least 4.
Don't forget, fans, next week on Jefferson Pilot Sports, it's these red-hot Tennessee Volunteers hosting the Kentucky Wildcats. The big fella, Jared Lorenzen, will lead the Wildcats onto the field. If you haven't seen this young man, you are in for a treat. Big left-handed quarterback for Kentucky. That's next week on JP Sports.
Yeah, we had him a few weeks ago against Georgia, threw for 538 yards. They didn't win, but oh, wow.
Beats that scoreboard, Mississippi State. Well, when Joe Lee Dunn gets that defense going, they're awfully good. They're shutting out Alabama right now. Hampton deflected intercepted by Tennessee.
You have got to be kidding me. This ball was tipped
twice.
At least twice.
At least.
Oh, unbelievable. It's going to be a middle screen. And Will Overstreet just comes up with the football. Look at Robbie Hampton. He's saying, what in the world can go wrong? For Philip Fulmer, he's saying, we found every way in the world. This is going to be a center screen. He's stopping right in here to watch. He's just going to throw it over top. It's going to get tipped right here to tip, and over. This is incredible. Look right there. There's the first tip. There's the second tip, third tip. And the oh, mercy. That is unbelievable. And look at Robbie Hampton. You cannot believe it. Boy, you know, if you have a game like this, you keep on saying, gosh, I hope all the mistakes are done.
New quarterback for the Volunteers, freshman A.J. Suggs. And Suggs throwing on first down for the end zone. Graham, incomplete.
Boy, that surprises me. I thought for sure they'd keep on going to Travis Henry. Give him some more catches out there. Of course, I don't believe Henry's in there. Again, play fake right up there, goes up top, throws the ball down the middle. He's got a good pattern going there. Arkansas with good coverage. Again, good right there in 6 is Hamlin on the coverage. Corner comes in there. I think that's Corey Harris also coming in there. I thought for sure they'd just run the football, get rid of the clock.
Well, it is going to go to Travis Stevens. He's pretty good, too. To the 28-yard line. Runs Travis Stevens, a junior from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah, this is the time when you just want to run the football. You don't need to do anything fancy. Just keep on running the football. Run the clock off. Let it just tick on down. Of course, you're only in the third quarter.
Yeah, there's a lot of football left.
Yes, there is.
6:10 to go. They've already put 56 points on the board. A.J. Suggs did a nice job in a starting role against the Florida Gators. And a nice game against LSU
yes,
also.
He certainly did.
Stevens, and that offensive line of Tennessee is just blowing the Razorbacks backwards, and so is Travis Stevens.
Boy, there was a hole there. He could have driven a truck through. The backside, Arkansas reacting to the football. See Quentin Caver there at 53. He's out of gas. He's playing hard, but again, watch the backside. This play is designed to go to the weak side, and all of a sudden he never even breaks stride. He sees it, good vision, then just pulls free, and he picks up about another 6-7 yards. Look at everybody. There's nobody to the right. And again, you got to get some help there because he picks up 5-6 yards after he got tackled.
Stevens inside the 10.
You know, Travis Stevens is a lot in the role that Travis Henry was in following Jamal Lewis. Travis Stevens, of course, plays in the shadow of Travis Henry.
Again, Pizza Hut scoreboard, Mississippi State ranked number 14 in the BCS, 15 in AP. Vandy,
Wow.
Kentucky tied at the half.
Boy, that's a surprise. A lot of points.
A&M leads Oklahoma. That's a big score to keep an eye on. And Miami, boy, putting away Pittsburgh. Big Ten battle, Michigan State, Purdue. Stevens sweeping out to the short side. What a move he put on somebody.
Wow. That wasn't Caver, was it, who came up like that? It couldn't have been Caver.
Well, ultimately, Hamlin made the tackle, but Stevens, a little jab step to the inside, and someone was all tangled up for Arkansas.
You talk about looking bad. That was one where you looked bad. You came out there, you just gave him a fake inside. We can see who it is this time, maybe. But right there, he faked him inside and then came back out. I think that was Caver. Wow. Boy, he made him miss.
Tennessee offense clicking on all cylinders today. Stevens trying to dive forward, and he came very close. That was about a 5-yard dive.
He took off from the 5-yard line and just kind of rolled over everybody. I thought he scored for a second. Watch this.
I've been on flights shorter than this.
Look at this, 5-yard line. And he just keeps on rolling over on the backs. He comes down on about the 1-foot line. That was amazing. I'll just give it to him again. Hey, why not? You don't get fancy down here. You just come right up the middle.
And a little somersault action by Travis Stevens. And they are celebrating in Big Orange Country today.
I think these fans are so stunned by this score. They never expected it. You go back to the last 2 years.
Sure.
The famous fumble. Last year, the miracle pass at the end of the football game. These fans thought all the way along that this was going to be a really tough football game, and it's been anything but a tough football game.
Well, Tennessee keeping it on the ground after the first pass, which was incomplete by A.J. Suggs. And Stevens carried every time for all 33 yards on the touchdown. On their previous drive, it was all Travis Henry. So it's the all Travis show on the field, the all Dave show in the booth and on the sideline. We got all Daves all the time in the broadcast. And Tennessee's got the Travis and Travis combination. Well, for the Volunteers, they've scored 63 points today, Dave Rowe.
Well, I think Travis Henry has seen his day. Unfortunately, he's not going to get to carry it because he's, you know, this is a game when he just had one of those games where you get in the zone and you just pick up a lot of yards. But he's close enough to that all-time record that he'll most likely get it.
Ice House congratulates Rita Thomas from Nashville, Tennessee for winning with Get the Call. Get the Call is your chance to win great football prizes every Saturday while enjoying the JP Sports Game of the Week. You could be one of over 100 lucky winners every week that Get the Call during the telecast. See participating retailers for details. Ice House, the official beer of JP Sports Broadcast, reminds you to drink responsibly. So get in the game and score big with Get the Call. Must be 21 or older. Rules and regulations apply. No purchase necessary. See official rules for details. Plank Road Brewery, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Boy, there's a lot of time in this football game. This clock has just, it's ticked really slow in this third quarter. And you look at Tennessee with 63 points. Hey, we got a kickoff in bounds.
Yep, we're going to have a run back by Stephen Harris. He is dropped at the 24-yard line. Talley and Boo Williams have combined for almost all of Arkansas's yardage today.
That's the story right there. You take away Boo Williams and Fred Talley, and no one else has done anything. And you know what you need to do in this situation? Just keep on going to them. They're the only guys getting some yards. That's where you need to go.
Here's Talley. Good cutback to the left side. And Talley to the 34-yard line. About a 8-yard carry. Stephen Marsh is there to make the tackle for Tennessee.
Boy, it's a nice cut right here. Little overplay on the action right here. You got backside, you got to stop that. But a good play right there. Good run back against the grain. Talley, he's not quitting. You know, when Tennessee put up that 70 points against Louisiana Monroe, I thought that'll never be touched. I think we may see better than that today.
We might. A lot of time. 3:30 still to play in the third. Arkansas on second and short. Talley crosses the 35, and that should be good for an Arkansas first down. If you were tuned in early and perhaps saw Eddie Jackson go down early in the football game for the Arkansas Razorbacks, he was taken off the field on a stretcher and a cart, and the word was positive, in case you missed that news, a sprained neck for Jackson. He did have movement in his arms and legs, and Eddie Jackson appears to be doing just fine. Talley, nowhere to run. Well, this Tennessee team, Dave Rowe, was ready to play today, weren't they, on both sides of the ball?
Well, you know, in talking with Philip Fulmer and his staff yesterday, they said, you know, if we had done this, if we had done that, they really are about, what, 8 or 10 points from having one loss.
Sure.
Other than Georgia, that's the only team that they really lost to. They lost to LSU in that last-second stunner in the overtime. They lost to Florida on that last drive when the controversial catch. But
5-3 with a couple of woulda, coulda, shouldas.
yeah, and then you start talking about the players that they lost to the NFL. What, they have a dozen players leave this team.
Oh, no. Boy, you just cringe because you know that Hampton is hurting. Kevin Burnett came in there. Hampton already with a bad right shoulder, and that's exactly where he took the blow.
He did, and he's hurting right now. It's a good time to take him out. That's hurting. And it's a good time to take him out. The interesting thing is who comes in. Zach Clark, who had the Zach Clark or Rutledge. Zach Clark looks like he's coming in, but he was under the weather. He was sick all week, and they said he looked pretty puny before game is the term I think that they used.
Yeah, he's let's take another look first.
Yeah, whenever you're a quarterback and you've got a bad shoulder and it's a right shoulder and you get hit, watch this. Right in the shoulder. He falls down on it. You see how he falls on it? And you can see the grimace on his face. That hurt.
Zach Clark is the quarterback. Freshman from Fayetteville. The first down marker is up at the 36. And Clark makes the handoff. He'll come off the field now. It's fourth down.
Partner, this is where you earn your keep, because now you're going to have to pick up all these numbers.
Count on you.
I hear you, buddy.
1:15 in the third period. Arkansas punting it away. Butler. You know, it's been so long ago, but it's Eric Parker that got this thing going for Tennessee on a punt return, which set the Vols up on their first possession inside the 10-yard line.
Well, it's been a day for Travis Henry today. Just a marvelous day. You talk about somebody who turned up the tempo. He did it early. He ran around the outside. He ran inside. He just got tremendous strength. Pushed people off, dove in the end zone. I mean, he did everything. We talked about it being cheese time at halftime. Just for Travis Henry, he just didn't get a whole lot of carries in the third quarter. I thought he was watered down, but now they bring him back.
And here he is on 1st and 10.
Ooh, that was close.
Yes, almost went the distance.
And this is a good move. A lot of people might question this. The game is out of control. But Travis Henry deserves the opportunity to go after that record.
Well, he's over 200 yards now, but the record is sitting, he needed 349 coming into the game, so he still has
got
a lot of running to do to get there today.
Quarter. He's got a whole quarter. Well, you want to get him close. There you go, 207. Look at that average. 9 yards a carry.
Henry fumbles it, kicks it around, and got that ball out of bounds. Good idea by Henry so as not to turn the ball over.
Yeah, but he lost a couple yards on the play. It's the first time he's lost any yards.
Well, the announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. This broadcast is a copyright presentation. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Flags dropped late in the third.
5 yards, still second down.
And illegal motion against Tennessee. Philip Fulmer's team has been near perfect on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in East Tennessee.
Well, you capitalize in every football game. There are big plays that determine the outcome. And the big plays went all Tennessee's way early. 3 fumbles, and 3 times Tennessee didn't have to drive very far for look at there. There's an interesting. Those are Travis Henry's feet.
And here they are in motion. Across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He knows how to use them, Dave.
Well, what he does is, what that is those are spats. What you do is you tie them up tight. You tape them up, bring those shoes up tight onto your ankles.
And he has put them to good work today. Henry better than 200 yards on the afternoon, running the Volunteers to a huge lead over Arkansas. We'll be back to Knoxville in a moment. Arkansas quarterback Robbie Hampton getting the attention of the Arkansas trainers. That right shoulder, which he injured against South Carolina, being worked on, and he's still in a lot of pain, Dave Rowe.
Yes, he is. That hurts. It was sore coming in here. He really couldn't afford to take a shot.
A.J. Suggs fires the pass to Fleming, and Fleming is out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Bank of America stats as we have just completed the third quarter from Neyland Stadium.
Hey, let's just look at those rushing yards. Wow, 251. Travis Henry with 200 and what? What's he got, Dave? Man.
Over 200.
Wow.
But we might not see. Well, is he? Yeah, he's still in the game, isn't he? Lined up behind Fleming.
Yeah, just keep on.
No, that's Travis Stevens.
Yeah, that's Travis.
The other Travis. Out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you saw Travis Henry again.
The score, it got out of hand early in Knoxville. Tennessee scored 35 unanswered points. Arkansas scored 2 touchdowns early in the second quarter to make it 35-14. You thought maybe at that time they could get back in the game, but I think a late second quarter touchdown was a severe blow to Arkansas,
Yeah,
Dave.
that absolutely was it. That was it in a nutshell.
How did Stevens get underneath several tacklers at the line of scrimmage, and now a face mask penalty against Arkansas? And this is a tired, frustrated football team right now.
Well, what happened that time is Travis Stevens bent over as he went through the line, and you're right, Dave. He just kind of went underneath. Look at Munoz in there. Great block off the line. Just locks him up. Man.
How good is he going to be?
Well, I'll tell you right now, he's blocking against a good one, too, and Tony
Personal
Brewer.
foul, face mask on the defense, 15 yards, first down.
That's where you use the face mask to tackle with. That's not the inadvertent one. That's 15 yards tacked on to the end of the run.
That's frustration.
Yeah, it is. Interesting seeing Quentin Haber on the sideline. You don't see that very often. Number 53 doesn't come over to the sideline.
Tennessee scored 70 points in late September against Louisiana Monroe, and they are about 15 yards away from hitting that number again today. And who would have thought a good Arkansas defensive football team?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, all those breaks just kept on.
Yeah.
I mean, that just turned the game around. It was incredible. They scored 5 touchdowns in the first quarter. I don't ever remember seeing that done. I'm going to have to look back in the record books, find out teams that scored 5 touchdowns in a quarter.
Well, 110 years of football at Tennessee, and it had never been done in this program.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't happen very often anywhere. Stevens, great play back at the 21-yard line as the tackle is made by Caleb Miller.
Well, that's a good tackle by Miller right there. He got a stiff arm, and what he did is he didn't go for the stiff arm. When you put a stiff arm out here, what you do is you grab onto the arm. Look at him, he just grabs on and holds down. That's a good tackle. his tackle. Young man getting a chance to play.
Long day, though, for this Arkansas defense, and their football team trailing 63-20 in the fourth quarter from Knoxville. A.J. Suggs in relief of Casey Clawson. Scrambling, looking for the end zone. Wilson is down there, and he throws it in Wilson's direction, but the pass is incomplete. And a flag late.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this pass interference? Was it a catchable ball? And Arkansas just turns around and says, what else can go wrong?
And that's exactly what Houston Nutt is thinking. What else can happen?
No flag on the play. The pass was uncatchable.
There you go.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Was it a catchable ball? Because the ball has to be, it was thrown 10 yards in front of him. We may be able to see that. There it is, right up in there. You see the arm on there, but see where the ball is? The ball is way out of bounds. The ball's not a catchable ball. Of course, if you're Tennessee, you argue and you say, hey, if he wasn't holding them, maybe he would have been over there.
And then it becomes catchable, right?
Yes.
I think that's the right call. Fourth down, and Tennessee.
People would ask, why do you go for it in this situation?
Why kick a field goal?
Yeah, why kick a field goal and try to run up score?
So you swing it out to Troy Fleming. And he is way short of the first down at the 20-yard line. Another big hit by number 43, Caleb Miller.
Boy, that was another good hit. Miller, boy, he's putting some oomph on him. He's from Sulphur Springs, Texas. He's got a little bit of shot in there, a chance to play.
Rangelatori pats on the hit from his teammates.
Yeah.
He's a redshirt freshman from Sulphur Springs, Texas. Well, the Big Orange, they love a good route, don't they?
Oh, boy.
They are sticking with it today.
They ain't going home yet. They ain't going home yet.
Some of the greatest fans that you'll ever find right here in East Tennessee. The entire Volunteer State. Clark's pass is complete. Williams stays inbounds at the 26-yard line. Ordinarily we'd be raving about the play of Boo Williams today.
Yeah, he's had a marvelous day. I mean, other than he and Fred Talley, you have no offense at all. Nothing. But Boo Williams, hey, throw him the ball. He deserves it. He's their big guy.
Chop block against the offense, be half the distance and repeat first down.
I didn't see that flag. Wow. Look at Houston Nutt. Take him back. Unbelievable. I could read his lips. Unbelievable.
Well, this is a proud Arkansas football program. I mean, this is a national championship in 1964. They've sent 30 teams to bowl games through history. The last 2 years, New Year's Day bowls, Cotton and Citrus.
Yeah. And did you see what he did? He said, look, the score is 63-20. Let them play. Don't call needless fouls. A chop block in the center line, although it is a penalty, just let them play.
Tally. And down he goes, Kevin Burnett. Number 21, the first man there. Hamlin came up and helped out on the play. Burnett, a freshman from Carson, California. This football team in Tennessee, they recruit nationally. They bring them in from wherever they can find them.
Yes, and they find a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. And I think of players like John Hand. I mean, just Henderson, I should say. Golly, big guy, strong. He's got 2 more years left if he wants them. Wow.
Almost a big interception for the Volunteers. Stephen Marsh had 6 points if he pulls that football in.
How did he miss it? Quarterback never sees Stephen Marsh, number 9, coming in there. Look at this. He's got it right in his hands. You got to catch that ball. Don't knock it down. When you get back on Monday and you look at the films, John Chavis will turn around and say, hey, you got to catch that ball. We want to catch that ball. If there's one spot that Tennessee has not been productive in, it's in the interceptions. They only have 5 interceptions.
Of course, they lost some pretty good people from last year, including Deion Grant at free safety.
Absolutely.
Clark from his end zone. Throwing for Williams, and it is incomplete. Almost intercepted by Miles.
How did he miss that ball?
And there we go again.
Oh, and you know what? Zach Clark went down, too. Look at him getting up, limping. He took a shot. How in the world did Willie Miles miss that ball? You see the ankle there. But again, Watch this. Boom, falls down, fell on that ankle. But how did Miles miss this ball? Look at this. That's right in your hands. You know, golly, you got to be able to catch that one. Oh, look at this field position.
Eric Parker.
Wow.
Inside the 30 at the Arkansas 28 with 11 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the football game. All Tennessee today from Big Orange Country. Back in Knoxville, where Tennessee takes the football at the Arkansas 28-yard line, 63-20. And a new quarterback for the Volunteers, Joey Matthews, out of nearby Sevierville, Tennessee. There's a good look at Matthews. He started the season as the #1 quarterback against Southern Mississippi and was injured in that football game. Suggs came on. Clawson was injured as the season began with tendonitis in his right shoulder. So they've had 3 different starting quarterbacks this season, and they have settled in on Casey Clawson, who now will be 4-0 as a starter. But Matthews getting some mop-up time today.
And you go with the quarterback who's 4-0 until he loses.
Troy Fleming getting the pitch. And is tripped up by Kevin Baker. So Matthews, the 3rd Tennessee quarterback today.
Boy, when you get a 63-20 lead, you can go to a lot of quarterbacks, and there they are.
Casey Clawson, that rating, efficiency rating, with 5 touchdown passes today and no interceptions.
Yeah,
he's going to climb after this one.
Yeah, going to climb real high. A lot of yards, a lot of touchdown passes.
Fleming got drilled in the back. I think the Arkansas player is more rattled than the ball carrier.
I think I saw Munoz go down. Michael Munoz, number 77. Don't want to get him hurt late in a game like this.
Yeah, he's a little rattled. So is Tony Bua, who made the tackle.
Look at the 2 trainers walking next to him, looking up, saying, "Are you okay?"
They
Mom and Dad.
They look like midgets next to Munoz, and the parents
There's Mom and Dad.
Concerned.
He's all right. You know, those big offensive linemen, hey, you know, you pull a hamstring, it ain't nothing. You'll be back next week. You can take those nicks.
Matthews throwing over the middle for Graham, and incomplete, almost intercepted by Arkansas's Corey Harris.
How in the world do you miss that one? Corey Harris has it in his hands. It's been that kind of day for Arkansas. Nothing has gone right for them.
Ball underthrown, and this is 6 more points for Tennessee.
Exactly. Look at that. Yeah, that ball's thrown deep. Again, watch this. Corey Harris gets that hand up. If that ball's thrown deep, it's a touchdown. Bobby Graham would have scored.
Arkansas takes over on downs. Don't forget, next week it'll be the Tennessee Volunteers and the Kentucky Wildcats right here from Neyland Stadium. 12:30 is kick time on Jefferson Pilot Sports. John Rutledge is the new quarterback for Arkansas. One of the great stories in college football this year. Well, I'm not sure how great it has been for Houston Nutt and his staff, with all due respect to Rutledge, but he was playing intramural football 2 weeks ago on the Arkansas campus.
Well, he had played, but then he kind of saw the writing on the wall and just said, "Hey, coach, you know, I'm not going to play. I don't have a chance." And you know, he just went and played flag football for the university. Houston Nutt said, "Hey, I've got a need." He went down there, saw him, and said, "Would you consider coming back and playing?" He said, "Sure, coach, anything for you."
Yeah, after their game with South Carolina and Auburn, they were looking at not having enough quarterbacks to get through a football game, perhaps no backups. So Rutledge, who did not play at all last year, he was a walk-on the 2 previous years, playing flag football on campus, and Coach Nutt talked him into coming back. Very bright young man. He's going after 2 degrees. He left the program to focus on his academics, but answered the call when needed.
And you got to give, you know, you got to give Houston Nutt a lot of credit, because he went down there and the kid responded, said, "Sure, I'll come back and help you." And this has been a year for Houston Nutt and his team. They just have You know, they've had so many injuries. You take Cedric Cobb. At one time, they were, what, 3-0? They had just beaten Alabama. They lost Cedric Cobb, and their season turned around.
Well, they lost more than Cobb in that game.
Yes.
Cobb was the #1 guy they lost, but the Alabama was a costly win. Wilson, the wide receiver, who also was a return specialist, and Talley was out for 2 or 3 games with a broken hand.
Exactly. Broke that hand and couldn't play. So, I mean, it just took the starch out of their sails, and they had nothing going for them. And you just hope, you know, you see the armband on his arm right there. He doesn't even know the plays. They put an armband on and said, okay, you just get in the huddle, you call this play, and they highlighted who he's going to pass to.
This is Eric Locke, the return man for the Volunteers. And Locke tries to squirm free, but Arkansas brings him down at the 34-yard line. 7:58 remaining. Tennessee 63 and Arkansas 20. We'll be back.
Ball is being brought to you in part by Bank of America, proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team for 2000 and beyond.
Welcome back to Knoxville as the Tennessee Volunteers on first down throw a pass incomplete from the 35-yard line. There's the national championship flag, Dave. Maybe you can explain why it's flying upside down.
Well, if you were coming in like in a plane and you were upside down, that's upside down, fans. There ain't no doubt about it. I tried to even flip it around the other side of the pole. It's still upside down.
And you and I had the same thought. I thought maybe low-flying aircraft would be able to see it correctly. It's so high, the stadium is enormous.
Oh, boy.
And it's way up there, but it is flying upside down. That doesn't take away the fact that they won the national championship in 1998. And there will be no national title for Tennessee this year, but what a big victory they're putting together today against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Well, fans, jpsports.com has the coverage you want. No one knows the SEC like JP Sports. Then we bring the information to you online. Tune in each week for previews of upcoming games, player interviews, and many other exciting features. For the inside scoop, log on to jpsports.com.
And you do see that bottom one right there, right? Dave Rose column every week. Have fun.
The big fella.
That's right.
You know, I log on there and read your comments occasionally. You do a very nice job.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Keep those cards and letters coming.
Got to keep up with what's going on in the league and with you folks. Eric Locke across the 40 to the 43-yard line. With 6:50 left and the clock running, let's go to the field. And Dave Baker, what's up with Munoz?
Michael Munoz got a sprained ankle, David. It's a recurrence of an old injury. They don't quite know whether it's a high or a low sprain. Dr. Bill Yeoman said it doesn't look serious right now, but they are concerned because it was the kind of injury where he got his ankle rolled up on, and it's a concern anytime the parents are in the stands, and certainly they'll be glad to hear it doesn't appear to be anything serious right now.
Well, they're going to need him the next couple of weeks. Kentucky here next week at Vanderbilt on the 25th. Leverton hangs it high. And Campbell is tackled at the 18-yard line. Clock stopped. 6 minutes, 6 seconds left. Tennessee about to get its 6th victory of the year. Tennessee on top of Arkansas. Southeastern Conference battle today in Knoxville. The Vols jumped to a 35-0 lead in the first half, the first quarter. Actually, led 42-14 at the half. It has been all Tennessee today. Quarterback John Rutledge. And a couple of yards for home. Let's take a look at some scores. Pizza Hut scoreboard. Mississippi State leads Alabama. 22-point margin for the Bulldogs. They continue their hopes for the West Division Championship. Kentucky leads Vanderbilt in the third by a field goal. And what about this? Number 1 Oklahoma.
In the fourth quarter.
Losing to Texas A&M.
Miami turning it up on Pittsburgh 35-7. That's a final.
So Miami.
They're for real.
Could be, no question about it.
They're for real.
Could be number 1, depending upon what Florida State does. I'm talking BCS now, which is really the only thing that matters up top.
This is just coming down your throat before you have a chance. Look at this. Just, whoom, here comes a wave of orange. Man,
He's saying, wait a minute now, in flag football, all they do is just pull the flag out.
All right, let's go to the field and Dave Baker again. Dave?
David, Robbie Hampton, just the one thing we talked about before the game was the Arkansas folks terribly concerned, not so much about how he'd throw, but if he took a shot. He obviously took a shot, is done for the day, and it just adds and adds and adds to the injury problem that Houston Nutt has had to deal with throughout the season.
And as the big hit is made by big number 95, Chavis Smith. And also, they still have a couple of games left at Mississippi State. Next week, they close out against LSU, and their quarterback situation now, it's been shaky for 3 or 4 weeks. Now it's very shaky again with perhaps another injury to Hampton.
Well, you go back on the plane and you say, hey, who's healthy? What are they going to do? They actually had picked out one of their wide receivers who was going to try, if they lost their quarterback, they were going to try to have him run the offense.
There's a flag on the field as Locke returns the football beyond the 40-yard line to the 42. And the tackle made by Corey Warren.
There's actually 2 flags. One down here on this sideline and one across Philip Fulmer. He's still in the game. What is that? You know, wow.
"12 men on the field for Arkansas." Yeah, they're still sorting it out. Let's go back to the first quarter, which is where Tennessee grasped hold of this football game.
Well, there's the fake field goal, and that was part of the icing on the cake. Tennessee ran for and passed for 5 touchdowns. That one there, Cedric Wilson, tremendous pass. Clawson just really on. Again, then defense even gets on it. D'Angelo Lloyd picks it up and runs it in for a score. They scored every way they could. Just an incredible.
They led 35-0 after the first quarter, and Casey Clawson was on fire. Single game touchdown pass record tied today by the true freshman from California. That's some
good
company right there.
The 2 in the middle were #1 draft choices. I don't know where Andy Kelly went, but again, #1 draft choices. That's pretty good company. Just a freshman.
Now we're moving on down the depth chart. Is Kirsten Biggers is the ball carrier, a sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, you're doing good over there, partner.
So far, so good.
Well, I got to take a chance here. Just take a moment. I had one of my dear friends didn't show up today. First time she hadn't shown up since about 1950 for a game. Mrs. Ray has just been a faithful Tennessee fan. She's out there, didn't feel well today, and I want to wish her the best. She's a great fan, comes every week. You talk about missing a game, that's a surprise. Get well, Mrs. Ray. I'll see you next week.
JP Sports will be right back here with the Kentucky Wildcats coming to Big Orange Country. Always a great rivalry down through the years, Kentucky and Tennessee.
That sure was. I mean, you want offense? You may see 2 teams with 60 next week, because I'll tell you this, Kentucky can flat out put the ball. They put the ball in the air every time. Big quarterback. I mean, he's big back there. He throws. He's got a rocket for an arm. He's fearless. Jared Lorenzen can put up some scores. Question next week is, can Kentucky stop Tennessee?
And based on what we've seen today, they'll have their hands full with a Tennessee football team that seems to have really come together. Flags are down. But, you know, the last 4 weeks, Dave, Tennessee scored less than 20 points.
Yeah.
And talking with Tennessee coaches yesterday, they felt unanimously like they were just about ready to explode with a freshman quarterback who was beginning to get a feel for everything. And they thought they could make some big plays today, and they did early.
Defense in the neutral zone is a stay up 5 yards, first down.
Well, what they thought they could do is they thought they could take advantage of Arkansas. They knew Arkansas would come up and try to stop the run, and they did. They took advantage of them.
And what about this? There are, after today, going to be 8 bowl-eligible teams in the Southeastern Conference. And contractually, the SEC is linked with 8 bowls. So Tennessee becomes the 8th SEC team to become bowl eligible with their 6th win today. Arkansas has 4 wins. They will be 4-5 after today. So they'll need to win their final 2 at Mississippi State next week and the following week at home against LSU. A tall order for a banged-up football team.
Well, it's past banged up. You banged up is when you lose your first-team quarterback. A disaster is when you lose your second and your third-team quarterback.
But look at that, Dave. They're 3-0. They have all of the injuries. They get blown out by Georgia. They come back with a win against a weak football team, and then loss South Carolina, lost to Auburn, lost last week Ole Miss. Probably should have won the Auburn game, could have at least. And then today, the wheels just completely come off against Tennessee. We're inside of the 1:30 mark in the football game as Tennessee just grinding it out. Tony Bua made the tackle on Biggers. Young man that's getting a lot of carries here on this final.
Yeah. Saying, hey, give me a shot in here. I'll take the ball. Let me run a little bit. Well, it has to be a good day for Philip Fulmer. He avoided injuries. Got his offense rolling. We talked about him only scoring, like you said, only scored a few points in the last 3 games. Really not the offense that they need to go into this final stretch. But they answered it today.
Could this be a breakthrough game for Casey Clawson if you look back maybe in three plus years and say that's where he really came well, as a quarterback?
I really think so, especially when I think of not the score, because the score to me is not indicative of how he played. Obviously, I mean, he scored a lot of touchdowns, but his control when he was in those tough situations, when he was in that huddle, he took control of his offense and said, hey, this is what we're going to run. You just see the maturity that he's starting to gather.
Meanwhile, it's kind of like Rudy time for Tennessee. They got a young man named Michael Brewster, number 44, in the ball game, a freshman who got a carry. And Philip Fulmer, I assume he's escorted by one of his daughters. And makes his way toward midfield to shake the hand of a classy individual also on the other sideline, Houston Nutt. 2 great competitors in the Southeastern Conference. Fulmer's